out of nowhere, and then that's their spot for the next several months. Because that's, I think, what's just happened now. But then when she gets over a spot, she never goes back to it. She used to... Well, actually, I've only lived here for a year, but her spot used to be in the closet, but she doesn't go in there anymore. She doesn't go in the closet anymore. So there's a new spot. I don't know what it is still. They just decide sometimes to change the spot that they hang out at. And she's in, it's the green armchair, but it's a different way. You're on my things, actually. That's what it is I put stuff down on there. Like, I put my bag down. And whenever you put one of your own belongings down, that's where the new spot becomes. Because your cat has to lay on top of your things. That's part of the cat rules. You put down a sweater, that's their sweater. You put down a bag, that's their bag. They live in that now. And there's gonna be sand in it. Everything you own, sand in it now. Different camera angle. This is the same. Though I do feel like this is too far that way. Oh, that's better. Okay, that was an accident, actually. That wasn't a new camera angle. It was a mistake. But yeah. Also, cats do know what color they are somehow, and do use that to their advantage to blend into your home so you don't know where they are 100% all the time. Especially if you have a black cat. They love to just leave the dimension, and then you don't know where they are, and you swear you've checked everywhere, and you're sure that none of the dark spots were actually the cat the whole time. The cat just wasn't there. And then suddenly, they're there. In a spot you already checked and you were sure wasn't a cat. There is now a cat. That's how cats work. Who's awake and definitely shouldn't be? Who's awake and it's midnight and you definitely should not be here? Where are you at? Where are you? Addycat, thank you for subscribing. Captain Honor, thank you. Reggie Rex, K-Thix, Mousy the Ghosty. Oh, that's too many of you. What are you doing? What are you doing with your lives? I'm allowed to be awake. It's only 9 p.m. and I'm an adult, so what are you doing here? Middle Child, thank you for subscribing. Hello! Oh. Hi, Scotch. Hi, Rihanna. I was gonna go live tonight. I always planned to, but I did plan to come here an hour. No, 2 hours ago. Luna, thank you for subscribing. I almost have my voice back, I think. I still have like a little bit of that. Not quite. I don't still sound quite right, but can't put my finger on why. I have a little bit of that. What's it called? What's a vocal fry? Is that what it's called when you fizzle out? When your voice fizzles out? I'm gonna start looking at titles for Am I the Asshole? You know what is really annoying about not having my iPhone headphones? I need to buy another pair because I left mine behind. I can't hear the music that's playing, and I just don't want to wear these. Actually, this is better. I would rather have the music than not. Okay, because I fully plan to put on probably Spotify and vibe hard. Everybody streaming, call me what you like. Everybody buy it on iTunes. It's in my 2023 playlist. Vocal frying is a thing then in music. This is just losing your voice. Well, it's not a thing only in music. It's a thing, right? Oh no, all the light has gone away. Is this very, very loud music? I also hate that I'm muffled. I need earbuds so bad. I just have so many good reasons for why they're better than, oops, over ear. Is that too quiet though? That's definitely too quiet. May as well be gone. Okay, that was too quiet. Okay. I'm using AirPods for streaming. I do have I have little buds, but I don't think I could have them work on here. Once upon a time, I got given these. I think they're Galaxy? No. No, they're Google. I don't know what they're called, but they're Google. They're supposed to connect to the Google Pixel phone, but I use it with my iPhone. This is the fun part, is just this. How would I use this on my computer? I just have to go buy earbuds. I just have to suck it up and go to the mall. Go to the Apple store. Oh, I do need to change my YouTube. I didn't know if I wanted to, because my Minecraft is still gonna have brown hair, but my channel's not. Well, it is Minecraft. It is only Minecraft. I was gonna say, sometimes it's not Minecraft, but it is only Minecraft. These days. I just like this. You're getting snow? Ooh. Ooh. I really, really wanted it to snow when I was in England so bad. I really, really want it to snow when I'm there. But it didn't. And so I don't know if it will when I'm there. I don't know when I'm going back. Might be March. I might be doing a very quick pop over and then come home, and then I'm not going over for a little while after that. Ooh, can we talk about Minecraft update? Cherry blossom. Cherry blossom biome. Not even just a tree. Why? You know what I was thinking about yesterday was, with all of this stuff in this update, someone pointed out that there isn't a new biome, which is funny because lo and behold. But we were talking about it yesterday and we were like, there's no new biome in this update. Why didn't they do the birch from last time that everybody wanted? And it wasn't really part of the update or ever supposed to be, but it was in the concept art. But I was like, why don't they do that now? And then cherry blossom biome came out the next day, which, if I'm honest, I prefer. I don't need the birch update that bad after all. But I did, as it turns out, need only the most perfect shade of pink wood. And I will eat my own words that I said I do not want any more warm pink reddish toned wood, because I said we had enough. I was wrong. We needed one more. We needed one more. What I would say is that we never needed the mangrove color. No one needed that. But that could have been green, and I'll stand by that it should have been green. But now we have pink. We have the most beautiful pale pink. And the leaf carpet, the pink leaf carpet, holy shit. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm thinking about putting it already. I'm thinking of how to use it to decorate. Do I sound like super, super sick? I really am still a little bit, you know. I want to use it on top of pink wool to be like a shag carpet. Because we've had mods that have those, but it isn't even actually quite like the mod one, because the mod one does look like shag carpet. This one's just whole fucking flowers that are just little, it looks like the Animal Crossing little flowers. I'm so excited about it. And we get big pots, which if they don't let me put the big flowers in it. Hello, whoa. Hello. If they don't let me put big flowers in the big pots, I will fight somebody. So that better be a thing. I don't know if it's actually been explicitly said, but it better be a thing. Hello, welcome. I saw the chat pop off for a second. Hello, we're hanging out. I'm gonna be reading Am I the Asshole? And I do apologize. I am sick. How loud am I screaming? I can't tell. My neighbors are gonna be so mad. No, you know what? The guy below me moved out, I'm pretty sure. Because they've been doing construction all day long. Yeah, I'm gonna be reading Am I the Assholes, but bear in mind, I sound like shit, and I'm sick a little bit. I'm not even sick anymore, I just have, like, a throat. I don't have all of my voice back, and my nose is still a little bit congested. So you'll have to listen to me with this voice read the stories, but as long as you don't mind that. Thank you for the raid. Thank you. Hi, Damien. Hello, dudes. We're gonna read only the relationship, Am I the Assholes? Because let's try and take this night, Valentine's Day night, and fix, maybe. We're not fixing nothing, but pretend like we're fixing the relationships of Reddit. Or maybe somebody's future relationship where you run into this problem and you're like, well, no one on Reddit is actually real people, I don't think. Have you ever been so excited for a Minecraft build you start to write things down? I don't write things down, ever, though I should. But I do, like, make little mental notes. That's what I'm already thinking about. I want to put the pink, like, leaf, carpet, whatever it's called. I want to put that on top of pink wool for, like, the cutest pink bedroom where I'm going to use the cherry blossom wood. Definitely. Did you see the door and the trap door? I only think decoratively when it comes to Minecraft. I can't think big because I'm not a builder. I don't know how to build out of my brain. If I really had to try hard, I could probably pull something that I had stolen from a Google image previously, and I don't mean stolen. I always credit if you're ever seeing a build of mine in a video every single time without fail, because I make sure I link where the build came from. If you ever wanted to know any of the builds I've ever built for any Empire season ever, all of them are linked because I have not built any of those out of my brain. But decorating, that's where I shine. And I'm so in love with the pink door and the pink trap door. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. It looks like a mod. Like the level of detail on those, it's so cute. They're so dainty, the little details of the door. And something that almost missed. Something that I think Minecraft could use more of is, well, not more of, well, yeah, no, because now we're getting more of it, is a door and a trap door that have, like, holes you could see through. Because most of the trap doors are solid, so you don't get to see through them. And most of the doors are solid. But I love when they have a little window. And I think that one is so cute. Hanging signs! We get hanging pink signs. That's, like, the smallest part of the update, but I'm still just as excited about that as I am about the whole new biome, the whole new activity. We get to archaeology, anybody? The sniffer, and the camel. There's so many. And the armor trims. Minecraft really popped off with it. This is so big of an update. And it's not even big things, except for the biomes, kind of like a big deal. But it's like a lot of little decorative things, and it makes me so happy. And bamboo! There's more. Thank you for remembering a new thing. Bamboo! Which honestly, I'm probably never gonna build with it. I don't really like it. I love the raft. The raft is great. I don't remember what the bamboo door or trap door looked like. I don't love the bamboo planks, but I know I'm probably gonna find a way. I'm gonna see somebody else do something with it, and I'm gonna be like, that's genius. And I just couldn't think of it. But, I wish we had all of the bamboo in green, like the plank, not the plank. The block? What is it called? The bamboo block? The green one. I wish we had all of the things in the green. But you need to make the planks, which is the yellow, and then you make all the stuff. And the bookshelves! What do you think they're gonna call this? Because I don't know how you connect all these things together. It's so many random little bits. I can't believe, and the bookshelves, oh my god, I'm excited. We can put books in them. Who could have ever thought about putting books on a bookshelf? Oh my goodness. Bamboo blocks is actually, I do think I'm gonna figure out something to do with them. Hi! Come here, you're my Valentine. Hi. She's saying She's staying just out of reach for me to not pick her up. She sat down. There's no more hope. Yeah, so there's so many things. There's so many things. It's very exciting. Go, hey, come here. Come on the bed. Look, this is her beanie. She has adopted it. So I'm gonna do something and you tell me how good or bad of an idea it is. I want to cut the tag off. I want to cut the tag off the Beanie Baby. It's for her. And I don't care. I don't care. It is in good condition though, if I was gonna make a point to notice. They didn't put a little plastic protective covering over it though, which I did as a child for the very, very good Beanie Babies. The especially cute Beanie Babies. I got the little plastic thing for the tag. But I really very much want to rip the tag off this one because it's gonna annoy her, and I really want to see her cuddle with it because I think she has actually adopted it as her baby. Its name is Amber. I will not be calling it that. I will not be calling it anything. It's her baby. I have like an obsession with orange lately, if you couldn't tell. And I also just ordered myself a big orange cat body pillow. Or like squish big pillow because need I say more? Do I really need to explain? Star! I'm gonna rip it. I'm gonna do it now. Cause like what am I gonna do? So this was $8. If it becomes 8,000 in the future, don't let me know. I don't wanna know. He's tag free. This is so much better. She's gonna poke her eye out. It lays there. Oh man, orange is like really growing on me as a color. Oh my god, it's my whole personality. Some might say now. I don't know how I can introduce more orange into my life at this point actually, because I don't want to wear orange though. That's if I was to pick one color that I would say at this point for me is off limits. It wouldn't be green, because Scott said I would look like Fiona from Shrek. It would be orange. That is the only... I don't think any other color would stop me. I will wear green. I have been. You could argue this is blue. Yellows. Cutting it. He's on thin ice. Yellow's on thin ice, but I was thinking about, like, light blue. That's my color now. Anyone who has orange hair, light blue, you all need to be wearing that more because you look stunning with the contrast of your hair and the blue. Lavender. I don't own it. I don't own any purple, in fact. It's the only color missing in my closet, which is organized in rainbow order. I have 0. Actually, I have 1 Twitch hoodie, but I don't have it in there anymore. So, pink. All pinks. Every pink. Especially like light pink and like a dusty pink, like a dusty rose pink. Those are good too. Black, solid. White, good. Gray, neutrals, all pop off. Tan, especially. This isn't tan. This is like cream. What are you doing? What are you doing? Green, come here. Okay. But no, I wouldn't wear orange. And that is, that's another one actually. I would argue I don't have orange because I think the farthest orange things get in my closet, is like mustardy yellow or like an orangey yellow. And then it jumps to red. But yeah, I wouldn't wear orange. I don't really own. I am gonna do the closet video soon. I do want to do trying on everything in my closet like super soon because I think I'm actually gonna clear out half of the closet. My goal is to empty half. And I want to start really, really making an effort with thrifting to fill the rest for like the rest of the year. Because that would be really fun. Although I did make my cider order. I did it early. I did a bad. But, I got some other things other than the 13 going on 30 dress, which I will wear when I turn 30. And I got a couple of, like, really pretty little fairy-like dresses. I got a bunch of other stuff, too, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm getting rid of half. And a lot of that is also going to go on my Depop that I have other also bonus clothes that will go on my Depop. Starjoy, thank you for gifting 5 subs. I really appreciate it. I've just realized now that the sub feed froze, so I can't read any that have happened before. Yep, I'm so sorry if you subbed at any point before that. My feed froze 20 minutes ago, apparently, so I won't be able to read those. But I'll try my best to read the subs as they come in now that I've noticed. But I surely will, without a doubt, miss some. What are you doing? She's like loafing in the doorway. Okay, let's read. Let me start picking a story. Oh, better not be a bug. She looks like she's looking at something. And it's a bug. Hold on. That was like giving me anxiety attack vibes. So let's go somewhere else. Star. Let's go to Spotify real quick. Here. Can I link where I got the clothes from? There. That's a lot of years of hoarding. I don't know that I can actually make a promise like that. For the time period of when all of these close, it's going to be a mix of Cider, Forever 21, Hollister, and other stories, merch, just stuff that my friends have sent me. But I don't know that I'll be able to know that. There's a great account on Twitter that is called Shubble's Closet. If you're interested in current clothes, you want to know what's something wild about that account? They posted today where this dress came from. That's not where I bought this dress, but that is my dress in the photo. It's definitely the same dress, but I didn't buy mine from there. All these clothes stores are just recycling the same shit. Oh, this was super quiet. Hold on. You let me know how that goes, the volume. Okay. Oh no, there's already a really bad looking relationship one right at the top for Reddit. We're only doing relationship ones. This one? Am I the asshole because I make my wife dig through the trash? Okay, I have to start with that because that's a good title. They hooked me with that title, I feel like. I should put on Minecraft Caves and Cliffs music. No. Thank you, but no thanks. We're gonna play Spotify. Is it good enough? The volume? Too loud? Not loud enough. You let me know. I'm keeping one of these off my ear because I just really need to be able to know how loud I'm screaming. Okay, am I the asshole? Because I make my wife dig through the trash. Something to note, Reddit has already said not the asshole. However, we have many times disagreed with the overall consensus of Reddit on these threads, so it doesn't have to mean anything. I will not say my wife is OCD because I have no training to make such a diagnosis. She is, however, incredibly anal about so much stuff. I can deal with most of it. There's really only one thing that bugs me. I have to make it quieter because when there's music with words and I'm reading, I get confused. She doesn't understand that the soap dispensers need to be refilled. How do you not understand that? Wait. So they have refilled soap dispensers. How do you not realize that you need more? Are you filling it and she thinks it's magic? There is a bathroom just inside the back door that I use on my way into the house. I like to use it to wash my hands and face after a long day of work and after a day of working in the garage or on the yard. This requires soap. My wife likes liquid soap dispensers. No problem, I can live with that. What does that mean? Like in the bathroom, like on the wall? Or does he prefer a bar? That's weird. Except that when they are empty, she forgets to refill them. So I have to use another bathroom in the house. Then she gives me shit for bringing dirt into the house. Come here. She's wandering around. I bought a sleeve of bars of soap to keep in the bathroom. She threw them away because bars of soap are gross. It's true. They hold a lot more bacteria. But you don't just throw them away. You can keep a bar of soap clean. You just have to do it properly. She threw them away. I bought replacement dispensers. She gave me shit for wasting money on refillable soap dispensers. How does she expect... She buys liquid soap by the gallon, but she doesn't store the stockpile in the same place all the time. When I go looking for it, she gives me shit for disorganizing her pantry storeroom. She's giving me a lot of shit. That seems like an unreasonable amount of shit so far. So now whenever I run out of soap, I just toss the dispenser in the garbage and I go get one from another bathroom. And Starler just started sprinting. Then when she gets home, she gets upset because she has to dig the dispenser out of the garbage to refill it. I asked her to leave me a gallon of soap in the bathroom. She won't. I bought my own gallon of soap. She found it and hid it wherever she hides that shit. She says I'm always being an ass throwing away the dispensers. I said, why is he calling them dispensers? That's the thing that's throwing me this whole time. All I can think of is like a public bathroom where you know? But he means a pump, right? He means a soap. What would you call it? I don't know why being called dispenser has made me so confused. I say it's her fault for not refilling them. I even drew a line on the one in my bathroom so I can give her a week's warning that I need a refill. I think she should have just let him buy bars of soap and not throw them away. That's just a waste. And then she says he wasted money. You threw away good soap. There's never a reason to throw away a soap. It's literally clean by definition. I want to see her cuddle with the Beanie Baby so bad. It'll happen. Yeah, it's a soap dispenser. It's a soap pump. What would you call it? Yeah, bars of soap. A lot of people don't know how to properly store it in their bathroom, and so it is not as clean and does hold more bacteria than if you had liquid soap. I guess I would just call it liquid soap. I just call it soap. Soap bottle. Bottle of soap. A bottle of soap. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah. Am I the only one who thinks it's weird that he keeps saying soap dispenser? You use body wash? I don't think that counts as soap. I don't think that works the same. Or do you mean only in the shower? When you're washing, for washing your hands. Yeah, this is about soap for washing your hands, not for, not for like, there's different soaps. There's lots of soaps. Shampoo's just soap for your hair. Then there's soap. Then there's shower soap. There's also bathtub soap if you have a different soap for the bathtub. And hand washing soap. Teeth soap? Teeth soap. There's a lot of soaps. Yeah, okay. This is stupid. What I've decided, I thought this would be a more fun story. It's just a stupid argument. You have a communication issue with your wife. Yeah. She gives you a lot of shit. I think this just is lame because the whole fight is stupid. The whole thing's dumb. And they kind of both suck because she sucks a little more because she's creating problems that don't need to be there. Like, there's no real good valid reason. Why'd she throw away the soap? But he also sucks, kind of. And it's a stupid fight. Did you miss anything? No. I'm going to read a better story. That one blew. Soap doesn't sound like a word anymore. Am I the asshole for humiliating my girlfriend by calling her fat in front of other people? I don't see how you couldn't be. I don't see how that would ever not be an asshole thing to do. But hold on, maybe everybody sucks. My mouse is dying. No. I'm not playing a game. I don't need that right now. I'll just keep pulling it off the charge. My male 28 girlfriend, female 26. Oh, I don't know if this is going to be a fun one to read, actually. I've changed my mind. No, I'm not actually. That one isn't fun. It's just, I came here to fix these relationships, but I'm going to be honest. Some of them I don't expect to be very salvageable. That last relationship, oh yeah, as far as, this is supposed to be a relationship advice stream. As far as relationship advice for the previous couple, oh, they're married. Go to couples therapy. Because you have a really big issue with communication and you both suck at it. And whether it's mostly on one party, you both suck at it now. And you should never be at a point in a relationship and not trying to work on fixing it where you have a fight like that is over something so dumb. So dumb. Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay for my girlfriend's car maintenance after I used it with permission once while pet sitting for her? That's a mouthful, so I think I'm just going to read. Chronospontu, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, the one that I decided not to read at all. Honestly, the whole thing just sounded like a shit show of just bad people. But let's read. My girlfriend, 28 female, was traveling and asked me, 30 male, to stay at her place and look after her dogs. She told me I could use her car for anything I needed during my stay. She has 2 cars and did not specify which one. Buckle up, everybody. It's a rich people problems one. A Porsche 911 GT3 and a Toyota Camry. Just casual 2 cars. One of them's a Porsche. I used the Camry most of the times, but took the Porsche for a short road trip to a hiking trail. Just before we even really get into the story, if I was the significant other of someone that said, hey, can you watch my dogs while I'm away? And also while I'm away, you can use my car. And they had an option of a Porsche and a Toyota. Maybe it's just me. I wouldn't touch the Porsche. I would not be caught anywhere near it. I couldn't be held. I could not be responsible. I could not be responsible around it. If I did something like so much as left a smudge, I'd feel bad. I would not want to be anywhere near that car. I'll drive the Toyota. I wouldn't trust other people around me, and if something happened to it while I was driving it, I would feel bad, even if it wasn't my fault. I'm not touching the Porsche. It's too much money at stake. I can't do that. That's irresponsible, and I would only take the Toyota. So I just want to say, if I was him, I already would not have taken the Porsche. So, you fucked up. Step 1. You don't take the Porsche. Unless, only specifically, if in this relationship I had already been driving the Porsche occasionally with permission and with the other person in the car, and was very comfortable already with driving the Porsche, and it was already an established thing that I've driven the Porsche, then maybe I would take the Porsche. Then, because I'm a very good driver. I'm a very safe and responsible, but like a little fun. I'm a great driver. I feel so confident in my own driving that I would feel comfortable driving any of my friends' cars if they ever needed it. And maybe that doesn't mean anything to you, but for me, when I started driving, I would have anxiety if I drove any car that wasn't my car. Like I had to have, I drove my mom's car one day and I was so nervous because I wasn't used to it. I could drive anything now. You put me in anything for the first time, I'm driving like a pro. I am very good at driving. I can parallel park. I can, get this. Okay. Think Neos in Minecraft is how I was thinking about this. You know how I only know how to do them on the left side, but most people do them on the right because that's normal people stuff. And it's easier, but I do it on the left. Have you ever needed to parallel park on the left side of the road or the opposite side? So us driving on the right side of the road in this country, you usually parallel park on the right side. But when you're in a one-way street with multiple lanes and you can park on both sides, you can park on the left. And I parallel parked to the left. And I was like, I can't believe I did that. And I did it perfectly. I didn't even have to adjust it. I did it flawless the first try. And I was like, I had never been in that situation before. And I had somebody in the car with me and we were going shopping. And I was like, they were like, there's a spot. We were struggling to find a spot. And I was like, that's on the left side and I have to parallel park into it. I've never had a parallel park to the left. Great driver. Anyway, back to the story where I wouldn't have taken the Porsche. But give me your Porsche and I can parallel park it on the left side of the street for you. I used the Camry most of the times, but took the Porsche for a short road trip to a hiking trail, and I hired a dog sitter that day. For a little road trip. I wouldn't have done that. We did have fun with it in an empty field, but nothing too extreme. Wait. We did have fun with it in an empty field, but nothing too extreme or going over what the car is rated for. I would not have done that. You're in a Porsche that is not yours. We had a little fun with it in an empty field. Who does that with somebody else's car? Is that even like, what are you taking a Porsche into a field? Is that normal? Where are we where you're doing that? Who's doing? Porsches aren't off. That's what I'm saying. Who takes a Porsche into a field? And he went on a joyride with other people too. He said we. So, you're the asshole. Why would you take the Porsche? Why'd you take it into a field? This man had the nerve to take his girlfriend's second car. And then come on Reddit and ask who's the asshole about it. Okay, let's see if did she hit him? I don't know. How can she possibly be the asshole here? When she got back, she noticed the Porsche was more dirty. I did not leave it extreme. You didn't even wash it? You're in a Porsche that you took to a field and you didn't even wash it after? I did not leave it extremely dirty or anything. Just a normal amount of dirty. Porsches don't have a normal amount of dirty. That's unacceptable. And asked me if I used that car. I said I did, but only once. She got upset and said that I should have known when I said cars, she meant only the Toyota, as she always refers to the Porsche as the Porsche or the GT3. So she has her car. She has the car and the Porsche. I would have never even have needed that to be specified. I would have never taken the Porsche. Why would you ever think you... Not only, again, maybe if I was already someone who was... I wouldn't take it on a road trip. I wouldn't spin it around in a field. You took it way too many steps too far. She herself only uses that car for special occasions and sometimes takes it to a track, and I thought our trip counted as a special occasion. She wasn't even there. No, it's not. What was special about that? You took it to an empty field. That's not special. She got the car checked as she claimed it felt different. That's because you took it into a field. It's not an off-road car. And came back with an incredibly expensive maintenance quote and told me I should pay for the suspension and undercarriage damage parts of the bill. You took it once and you broke it. You can't take... We just thought, what? Whoever would think you could take any car into a field? Just any car. Some cars, yeah, but not all of them. I'm feeling south, because that's the only place in my mind I can imagine someone taking a car into a field to have fun with. Who does... It sounds fun if you're in a car that is meant for that. I don't know. Doing donuts in a Jeep, maybe, but not a Porsche. I feel like she's being an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm sick. I feel like she's being an asshole. I only used it for 1 day. And I said I did not know maintenance was part of the deal and that I felt tricked. No one tricked you. She said, what? I offered to pay for the whole service of the Camry the next time she needs it. Of course, for the Camry. She got the other car knowing the maintenance is high for her hobbies and is trying to shift the maintenance cost to me. There is an edit. There is an edit because this man did not know. You can't take any car into a field. Edit. I did not know you could not use the car in fields. Now he knows. He posted this not knowing that 100% is his responsibility. He broke the car. He took a Porsche into a field and it came back broken and needing maintenance. I didn't know you couldn't use that car in fields. What do you think Porsches are used for? Have you ever seen anyone put a Porsche into a field? I was about to say, because I did a brand deal with Porsche one time. But don't tell them this whole time it's Porsche. It's Porsche. It's Porsche. And I had to say it that way. Anytime I had to say Porsche in that video, but I've never said it Porsche before that video. Don't tell Porsche I said Porsche. It's Porsche. I'm not someone with money to be spending on a Porsche, but even I know what you can and cannot do with a Porsche. Just simply for the pure fact of the money it costs to have one. Yeah, I have a video, I think it's on, which channel is it on? I have a video where I went to, the Porsche headquarters and they drove me around a track and it was awesome. And they have a bunch of Porsches in the Porsche headquarters. They had one that was designed after a stormtrooper. They had a bunch of Porsches from movies, like famous Porsches. And then they took me down to the basement when I first got there and they were like, do you want to see just the cars we're working on? And I was like, yes. So I didn't film this part, but they took me to where they like actually repair old, like classic Porsches. And I got to see them in all their little bits and parts. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. I wish I got to film that bit. It was so cool. And it's Porsche. It's not Porsche. Shubble Porsche. They didn't give me a Porsche though. Is the only that would have been cool. That would have been. Yeah, it's on Shubble. My time at the Porsche Experience Center was an experience. That's what I called it. I showed some of the Porsches that they have in the headquarters. You want to know another fun fact about the headquarters? Porsche headquarters is the Avengers headquarters in Captain America Civil War. They use that building. So some might say I went to the Avengers headquarters. Some. Not me. I wouldn't say it, but someone might. Someone could, if they wanted to, say that. That's cool. I did some cool things, huh? Anyway, yeah. And you don't put a Porsche in a field. Edit. Let's finish this damn story. I did not know you could not use the car in fields. Well, I know. Oh, so you do know. Okay. This is a parentheses. Well, I know, but I thought one that was relatively flat would be okay if we drove slowly. What kind of... I think you're lying. I don't think that you were driving slow because what you said previously was that we had fun with it in an empty field. That doesn't... To me, that doesn't mean driving slowly in a flat field. I don't think that's what you were doing. And my friend really wanted to try the car and pressured me... Your friend tried the car? Your friend tried the car? Well, well. I will pay the bill. In that case, maybe even the whole bill. I could afford it, and I doubt my friend would pay for it. In the first place, I wanted to fetch my Subaru Outback from my place so we could store more stuff, but my friend convinced me to take the Porsche. I will pay the bill in that case. Maybe even the whole bill, he said. Edit 2. She knew I was going on the trip, and she contacted a dog sitter she trusted, and I paid for it. Oh, I thought it was going to be something funny, but he let his friend try the car. And then he drove it around in a field. Slowly, though, because of course we all believe him on that one. Why shouldn't we? Yes, and again, this man is 30? He was peer pressured. It's the way that with so much confidence he thought he did nothing wrong when he wrote this post. This is the first time I believe it. Where he was like, I'm being tricked into paying a bill for a Porsche that I have. He really thought he didn't do anything that might have contributed to the maintenance needed on the car after he took it the one time. And he opens his edit with, I did not know you could not use the car in fields. That's exactly how he wrote it. I did not know you could not use the car in fields. That... Well, I want to read the comments. Oh, so yeah, he said, we had fun in an empty field, but nothing too extreme or going over what the car is rated for. That makes me think he did do something extreme. I think he definitely wasn't driving it in a flat field slowly, because he said they had fun, but nothing too extreme or going over what the car is rated for. You don't know what the car is rated for. You don't know anything about this car, clearly. So he probably thought he was doing things that the car is rated for, because he got in a Porsche and was like, oh, it's a fucking Porsche. And then he probably did some stupid shit in it, thinking, yeah, this is what a Porsche is for. You don't know what that car is for. I didn't do anything too extreme or going over what the car is rated for. That means you did something extreme. Well, you're the asshole. Ooh, this is a fun one. This is maybe a first for Reddit stories for me. We read a lot of relationship ones. We read a lot of couples that need couples therapy. We read a lot of marriages that should end in divorce. We read a lot of bad mother-in-laws. Sibling stuff, family stuff. But not a whole lot of people that are just casually seeing somebody. And that sounds like a lot of fun. So this is a story about someone that was just dating a guy for a few months. And they met on a dating app. And I don't really get to read stories that are just two people that don't even really have a whole lot of investment in each other. Because every single story I'm having to end it with, you need therapy. And you need therapy together. And you need therapy separately. But these people should just probably break up. Or they're not even actually dating. Well, this could be fun. I met this guy. Oh, wait. Am I the asshole for not? Am I the asshole for not giving back an expensive gift I was given? What's happening? Okay. It's losing focus. I met this guy about 3 months ago. We'll call him Bob. Bob and I met on a dating app and hooked up. I made it clear from the start I was looking for hookups and nothing serious. We had a good time, and I said I would like to keep hanging out as friends or friends with benefits. He said he was okay with this. For the next few weeks, he showered me in gifts constantly. and also admitted that he was into me. None of this is stuff I asked for, and I made it clear I still wasn't into him and was not going to reciprocate. I would just stop seeing him at that point. I wouldn't, when they're clearly not on the same page as you, I wouldn't reiterate it and then continue to see them anymore. I mean, continue to see them. I wouldn't continue to see them anymore after that. If they already didn't get it the first time, I wouldn't give a casual thing a second chance. Because for me, that's like, I'm not even going to bother. What's the point? Part of the gifts were a pair of really nice, expensive earrings. He's trying to buy you. He's trying to buy you. Also, what's it called? Love bombing? Maybe? These are one of my favorite pairs of earrings now. Bob started acting a bit obsessed and was demanding I text him every day. And yeah, I would have already cut it off at the first sign that he wasn't getting the friends thing. Why? Demanding I text him every day and return to him the amount of affection he was giving to me. You're not in a relationship. You don't get, first of all, you don't get to demand, period, ever. Second of all, you're not even in a relationship to be wanting a give and take of equal value, because you're not in a partnership. But hey, let's never demand, even when they are our partner. You don't get to do that. That's not how those work. That's not how it works. It is at this point I decided to break ties. You took too long. It's not your fault, but girl, you should have seen just a couple of those flags sooner. The whole first time that he said he was really into you still, when you only wanted to be friends. That's where you stop. But we're here now, and now we've decided to break ties with him because he's being a freak and said I demand him. I text him every day. That's just me. That's not what this said. I said that he clearly wanted more from me than I wanted to give him, and that I wasn't going to change my mind on that no matter what he said. Later, we ran into each other at a... That's very fair, too. That's 100% the truth. It's honest. It's fair. It's blunt. But that's what you want, and you made it very clear. Later, we ran into each other at a play I was attending, and this is when he asked for the earrings back. He told me that he spent a lot of money on them. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody said that you should do that. And wanted them back to give them to someone who would actually return the favor. I said no, that I liked them. This is one of the cases where I wouldn't do what they're doing, but they're not wrong. That's all fair. I said no, I liked them, and that he gave them to me. He should not have to ask for them back just because he didn't get what he wanted out of our relationship. You really don't get to... You don't get takesies backsies for stuff like that. You weren't in a relationship, so there was no reason for you to think there was any expectation to give a gift at any point in these 3 months. But you chose to, and now they're gone. You don't own those anymore. Hi, Elena! I'm sick. We're reading Am I the Assholes to try and fix people's broken relationships. There's no hope. There's no hope. But we are reading Am I the Assholes? We're hanging out. I might make a coffee. Call me crazy. It's 10 p.m. I might have a coffee. Here's my cat. Uh-oh. You're not asleep. Oh. You can't see her face at all. Good girl. That's my cat. I'm not really sick. I just don't have my voice back and I'm still a little congested. I was sick and this is what's left over still. That just my body doesn't want to get rid of. Bro. I wanted a coffee. I tried to order some, but everywhere's closed. Girl, where's your coffee maker? Do you not have a coffee maker? I'm gonna get my Keurig. I'm gonna boot up a cup of coffee in there. Oh man, now I have to, and I'm gonna fight the camera. Tell me if you think I need a coffee though. That was 2 Cokes. Nope, 3 that are already in my trash can now. Do I need a coffee? Do I really? The thing is, it wouldn't... I firmly still stand by the fact that coffee doesn't, like, wake me up or give me a buzz. In fact, I have it at night often, frequently, because it's calming and I like having a warm drink at the end of the day because it's comfy, you know? So I'm gonna make a little one. That's what tea is for. But tea doesn't taste good. Though. And I have no tea. I'm gonna make a little baby one because I have a little baby mushroom mug, but it only fits a little bit of coffee. So I'm just gonna make just enough to fit the little bit of coffee, just a small amount, and then creamer, which will be a lot of sugar. And here's my cat. She's just a black hole. It's brewing. I think I'm getting a new washer dryer tomorrow, which I don't even need, but I texted my landlord that my dryer had been like loud and clunky, and it had been that way since I moved in. I just didn't feel like complaining about it at the time, but then I was like, I wonder if it's supposed to be this way, because every time the dryer cycle goes, it like makes a thud, and it sounds like it's hitting every rotation. It does it even when it's empty. It's not like the clothes are just thudding around in there or something, but I finally said something about it because I was like, I don't know if it's supposed to do this, but I just felt like asking if we could have someone check it out. And they're bringing a whole man to just replace the whole thing tomorrow. And it's not even the washer, but because they're both attached, I think they're just replacing the whole thing. I don't know if it's even really old. It didn't seem old. It looks normal. But I think we get a whole fresh new appliance tomorrow. So that's kind of fun. Never had a landlord just completely like go above and beyond to not even check if it could be fixed. I feel like it might, or it's just maybe that old that they were like, oh, we've been waiting for this to finally kick the bucket. We're going to bring in a new one. So that's exciting. Yeah, I was like, which song is on? It's kind of a banger. You should buy it on iTunes. Have you ever played Bed Wars before? I've played a lot of Bed Wars. I've played a lot of Sky Wars when that was the popular wars of the Minecraft variety. And I was really good at it back then, but I'm old now, so I don't really play anymore. Not Bed Wars, not Sky Wars. No more wars for me. I'm done. I'm retired from war. Most compassionate landlord ever. Oh, I wouldn't go that far to say that. I think just doesn't really feel like bothering to fix what is probably just already an old appliance and is just instead paying to replace it and not have to interact with me anymore. The war is over. What was it like filming the music video? It was actually freezing. Wherever that, like, the place where the plane was, there were some people trying to dissect if it was a real plane or a plane set. It was a real plane. It was a whole real plane. It was a plane that at some point in time was a plane. No set, just plane. We bought it. I'm entertained? Good. You're a star. Literally, her name is Star Lord. She is the Lord of the Stars. Remember when I said I was only gonna make a little coffee? Just a small little mug of coffee? It's actually too full. I didn't mean to make it that full, but I did get a bigger cup. Okay, let's finish this Am I the Asshole story that I didn't finish yet. The earrings are hers. He got extremely angry and said that I led him on, that he did so much for me, and that... Wait, where are we right now? What am I hearing? We have to begin this from the top. He got extremely angry and said I led him on, that he did so much for me, and that I never even gave him... Wait. That's better. That I never even gave him the time of day. He said I used him for his affections and his gifts, and that I was a horrible person for doing this. Oh my god. I would hate myself if I was as insufferable as this man is. He gives you a bunch of gifts that you didn't want and made very clear that you weren't wanting a relationship with him at all. And then get mad that you were used for your gifts that no one told you to buy, that no one told you you needed to do. Marcus Hunt, thank you for subscribing. That is the most insufferable sounding person I've ever heard of. Gives you a bunch of gifts, and then when you don't reciprocate because you already made it clear before the gifts were bought that you will not be reciprocating. How dare you use me for my affection and my gifts? You horrible person. Because what he wanted was for her to just accept them. And I don't know. He thought he could buy a person is what it sounds like, but that's not how that works. At first I was pretty certain that I'm in the right, but after this blow up, I started questioning it a bit more. Am I the asshole? No. No, this person is insane. He thought you can throw things at people. Like, I feel like this is something that people do by accident. And maybe at first mean well, but you're doing it all wrong. People think they can just buy nice things and do nice things, and they are owed anything in return. Because they threw a bunch of kindnesses and nice at a person. You don't just get what you want when you do that. And that's normal. This man's weird. But there is an edit. So just a clarification, I thought I'd explain a few things for people that are curious. The first wave of gifts were given to me on my birthday, which I did not refuse. Yes. This included the earrings and some other jewelry. It was a birthday gift. It wasn't even just a random gift. You don't get to ask for that back. You definitely didn't even, you shouldn't have. Either way, but. Voided Flame, thank you for subscribing. If you're being nice for the goal of getting anything in return, you're not nice. That's as easy as that is. If there's something that you want in return for being nice, or in any expectation at all for something to be done ever in exchange for your kindness, you're not really kind. Because you should be doing it and expect nothing. And simply be doing it because it's nice. You're not really nice. And it's not the same thing, because I feel like the people that are nice and expect something to be given back to them because they've been so nice, so they're owed something, I feel like they think they're nice. What was I going to say? I had a thought. I lost it. It's gone. That's not real nice. That's not genuine nice. Oh, they might argue and complain that, like, they're underappreciated for what they do, but that's not what's happening. I feel like that would be a delusion. If you do nice things and then expect something, and when you're not given it, you think it's unfair because you did so many nice things that, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think because my nose keeps getting clogged. But yeah, you definitely don't get to take a birthday gift back. Afterwards, the gifts mostly consisted of him buying me expensive nights out, tickets to a show, and the game Hades, which I had been wanting for a while. I have not played it yet, still, but I have heard it's very, very good, and I was a massive fan of Transistor. Though I did not refuse the first wave of gifts, I did try refusing several of the other gifts, and I did... Oh, I skipped. Saying that it was too much for me and that I couldn't return the favor. He insisted, though. See, they insist, and then you take the kindness, and then when you don't give them what they want in return, they think you're not being fair. I did end up caving and accepting most of it, except the concert tickets, which I was too busy to attend. If there's more information y'all think I should give, let me know. I wrote this on my phone on the bus, so it's not super detailed. No, you were very clear from the beginning, and he still thought he could throw stuff at you and make something happen. But that's not how you do things. That's not how things are done. And if you're confused about why that's not how things are done, maybe try a little harder on just making genuine connections with people and seeing where that goes. Maybe stop just throwing shit at the wall until something sticks. Literally throwing gifts at people, showing how nice of a person you are, and then not understanding when people still don't like you. Maybe let's practice just making friendships. Let's just make connections with people. Because I feel like it might be a crossover of the same type of people who do these nice things and are waiting for something to be given back to them because they're owed it at some point for doing so many nice things. I feel like those also might be the same people that don't see, the only maybe, this is speculation, might be the same people that don't see women as equal people and don't have women as friends because that's because you can't do that. Because if you were just someone who could make just genuine connections with people, you probably would have, like, you would have been able to just make a friend here. You could have had a friend in this case, but I don't think you know how to do that. Or you don't see a point in being friends with women, which means you don't think of us as equal people. And this is a lot of speculation, but this wouldn't have ever happened if he was just cool with having a friend at the end of it all and being okay with the fact that he did nice things and it still didn't work out because nice things is not enough to build a connection with a person. That's why you should work on that. He also just admitted the whole way through that he was okay with you not wanting anything serious. You were okay with her not reciprocating or being able to give as much back because she said, I will not be giving back what you're giving to me. And you still insisted on giving things. And then nothing came out of it and you got mad. Yeah. Probably grew up seeing relationships as transactional. That's exactly what this kind of an interaction looks like to everybody else. And you probably on the inside are like, no, it's not a transaction. I did nice things, so why doesn't she like me? Because I'm nice. Because being nice isn't enough. And it isn't a transaction. You can't throw gifts and nice things at people. You shouldn't, that's not real true kindness if you're expecting something to come back. I just hope karma will one day pay me back for all the kind things. But you know what? It doesn't have to. I'm going to keep being nice because that's just the choice you make if you want to be a good person. For nothing in return. Okay, let's find another relationship one. Because he's... Oh, wait. No, she's... I forgot who wrote the story. She's not the asshole. He is the asshole. Am I the asshole for snapping at my husband for waking me up at night because of my snoring? I have to remember that the point of reading these is to try and give, like, let's pretend it's a real situation where I can actually help, and we're going to give relationship advice to try and save these people. That one cannot be saved. That wasn't even a relationship. But my advice would be try to learn how to seek actual, just genuine connections with people. And if you're open in that way, then you'll get to know so many different kinds of cool people, and you'll make so many friends, and you learn so much about other people and yourself. And don't be an asshole. Okay. Am I the asshole for snapping at my husband for waking me up at night because of my snoring? I will say they make a lot of things. If you're somebody who snores at night, they make a lot of stuff that you could sleep like with a guy on your nose, or different positions you can try. There's lots of ways, but snore is gonna snore. I think you can see relationships as being transactional without being entitled about it. I think most all relationships are transactional. Like, you shouldn't expect to be liked, have friends if you're not also putting in positive energy. Oh yeah, in the sense that it's like you give and take in a relationship where, like, you both give to meet each other's needs, and you take when you have a need that needs to be met. And sometimes it's not even always equal. It's when somebody needs something, you give, and when you need something, they'll give. But I would never think of it or call it a transactional thing, because it's a partnership. It's a team rather than a transaction between opposing sides, is the way. I would never, even in that case, even call it transactional. That isn't how a relationship should be thought of. You share in and split chores and things. Obviously, one person should not be doing all of the taking care of, like, cleaning and cooking. That doesn't work. Unless that one person is like, I love doing all of those things and nothing else, and that works for me. But I don't think most people are like that. It's still never a transaction, because it should never be thought of that way in a relationship. Sometimes one needs more than the other, but you're a team. You're on the same side. You are one. So I wouldn't call it transactional even still. Some people do treat their relationships like transactions. And I don't think, personally, it's the healthiest way to go about it. I personally wouldn't. Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't. In no circumstances would I ever say relationships should be transactional. Mutually beneficial? I wouldn't even. You do both benefit in the end, but that even still implies that you have an expectation of being benefited. But it isn't ever about that in a good, healthy relationship. It's not about getting to get benefited in it. Dunno. Am I the asshole for snapping at my husband for waking me up at night because of my snoring? We have been having these fights for a few years now. He wakes me up when I snore, and I told him not to do that. He even admitted to me that because of the amount of times I turn around and continue sleeping is much bigger than the amount of times I wake up and snap. He just does it. I have had countless talks about this with him. He says he won't do it. Every time he does it again. Every time. The thing is, waking them up isn't gonna stop the snoring. It's just gonna stop for a little while because they're awake now and they have to go back to sleep. You should try the nose strips, though. I don't know. I don't snore, but I've seen them in CVS. I was reading some of the comments. Is a 15-year-old age gap weird or wrong? Depends on where. Depends on what the age is the gap is between. That's it. It 100% matters which ages that gap is between. Because there's definitely there's a zone I wouldn't touch. There's a zone I wouldn't even get close to. Obviously the benefits should be things like emotional support or comfort. Yeah, but if you're... It's not even something that should be your active thought of, like, you're doing it to be benefited. You do it because you love the other person. But you don't need to be thinking about being benefited from them because they love you so much, they do it for you. And you're never thinking about it being a benefit because you're just doing what you need for your partner because you love them. I'm never having I've never had to think ahead to be like, I don't know. I've never thought of it that way, like in a way of like, it's not an active thought. You're passively benefiting, but you're not thinking about it all the time because you're just doing what you need to for your partner who you love, and they're doing the same. And when it's healthy and you're both doing it for each other, it's balanced and it's good and it's wonderful. Yeah, they are the benefit. The benefit in a relationship is your partner, not that you get to get, I don't know. I don't like thinking of it as a transaction, mutually beneficial. Those aren't like the right words I would describe a relationship with. But there's balance needed, and you're a team, you're partners. It's important to know you are not on opposite sides of anything. Parker Iverson, thank you for subscribing. Okay. Snoring. Waking her up isn't going to fix anything because she's just going to eventually fall back asleep and start snoring again. And the only reason you even get a little bit of time of peace without snoring is because she's sitting up awake now. I do not want to sleep separately all the time just because of it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to either. But he's welcome to go sleep on the couch if he wakes up because of my snoring. Probably asshole-ish on my part. No, I think the person who should leave if they're so bothered by it is the person who's not snoring. The person who's bothered by it. But also, have you tried the nose strips? And has he tried melatonin? I sleep like a rock and nothing could wake me up if I'm on melatonin. I hate being woken up because I can hardly ever get back to sleep. That's probably why he loves it, because the snoring is stopped when you're not asleep. Even when my baby was a few months old, I couldn't go to sleep once woken up. So I hate it, and I snapped real hard. I started making his night miserable as well, because, you know, if I stay up because of you, then I drag you down with me. I am very pissed at this moment. I just want this to be clear. Her being my wife is what I get out of my wife. Yeah. And when it's just the most beautiful thing when both people feel the same way about the other. That's the only way that it like works in a beautiful, healthy way. And that takes work to be at that place all the time. But it's not something you have to be thinking about the benefit of when you're both just, you are doing it for the other person because you love them. Man, I really want my nose to not be clogged. I don't even care that I don't have my voice fully. I just don't want my nose to be clogged anymore. Yeah, it would be a deal breaker if somebody snored and you could never stop it. I sleep way too hard to ever be bothered by that. I will never be woken up by it. But there's a lot of things to try. They've already been doing this for years, these two. He should not be waking her up, I'll say that. Recently he promised to not wake me up again. Parentheses, LOL. And I'm very sure he will. So Reddit, am I the asshole for snapping at my husband for waking me up because of my snoring? I need to know if either of you have tried anything. Have you tried the nasal strips, or like sleep on your back, or don't sleep on your back, or he takes melatonin, a little low dose every night to hopefully keep him asleep through the snoring, or literally anything. Earplugs. Can he sleep with earplugs? For years. I would not want snoring to tear apart my marriage. Edit. I did not know sleep studies existed, and I will definitely be looking into that when I go to the doctor and see if I can fix this. Okay, good. There's a lot of things to try before you start fighting over the fact that, although I don't know what you do if none of them work. Yeah, the problem in relationships, I keep going back to this other conversation, but the problem in relationships is if one side is taking and not giving, and then it becomes unbalanced, and then someone's not getting all of their needs met, and then a whole bunch of other issues arise. That's when it doesn't work, but that's why communication is so important. Okay. Edit 2. Many people have asked why I don't know about sleep studies or the fact that snoring can be fixed. That's what I've been wondering this whole time. Of not even with sleep studies, because I wouldn't have signed up for a study. I wouldn't have thought of that. But like, just so many items and products they sell to try, and there's so many things to try that one might just work, and then you don't have to be fighting about this, because it's also just very stupid. My parents, who both snore, had tried many things over the years. Nothing has worked for them, so I figured it can't be fixed. Where I come from, I don't think sleep studies exist. Because my parents tried so many things, I'm sure I would have heard of it by now. Now that I live in a more advanced country, I'm sure I can do it here. Oh. Well, still, I wouldn't have thought of doing a sleep study either. I would have just bought the nose strips and seen if that worked. And then buy him earplugs, because, like, why didn't he think of that? Why didn't he buy earplugs? Maybe some people can't fall asleep with something in their ear, but, like, somebody's got to do something. Snoring can be caused by sleep apnea. That's what the sleep study's for. I'm glad I don't snore. I'm glad I don't have to worry about this. Yeah, that's all the comments are like, have you tried a sleep study? Have you done a sleep? What do you have to do? Do you have to sleep in a place and they watch you? You. I wouldn't want to do that. Earplugs may not be an option because of the baby, so he can hear the baby crying. I don't know. Oh, maybe. They did mention there's a baby. I tried not to be woken up by snoring, I guess. Be more like me. I sleep like a rock. I don't know where it came from for me, because I used to be the world's lightest sleeper in the world. I was woken up once by a fly across my room. But now, I sleep so goddamn hard, and I'm asleep in minutes. It used to take me like 20 minutes to an hour to several hours to fall asleep when I was like a kid, or even a teen or young adult. But now, a few minutes and I'm out. And I'm out hard and for the entire night. Nothing can wake me up. I have slept through a lot. No, it wasn't even a loud fly. It was just a regular fly. I just heard buzzing somewhere in my room from a very far distance. I have very good hearing. I'm like super aware of every tiny sound that happens, always. But when I'm asleep, I am out. I have slept through many things. I'm pretty sure I slept through an earthquake. I've slept through snoring. I've slept through just about anything that could be thrown my way. This cat, she gets crazy and nice sometimes. I don't know about it. I'm asleep and I'm out hard and in minutes, and I wake up at my alarm and nothing happens in between. This is the downside. I don't have dreams all that often, except if I have a fever. then I have dreams, and I have really weird ones. But I have a dream maybe every once in a while, very, very, very rarely, and they're boring. When I do have a dream, it's the most mundane, regular, boring shit. What is awful about that, though, is that sometimes I won't know if it was real. Because my dreams now happen so very rarely, and when they do happen, they're the most mundane, regular day of all time. Sometimes I have a memory, and I'm like, wait, is this a memory of a dream? And I get stuck, not really sure, and I'm like, no, I think I dreamed that. I think this memory was part of a dream. But my dreams are just so mundane that it could have been a normal day. I'll dream I picked up cereal at Target, and then the next day I'll be like, oh my god, I have cereal. And then I'll be like, wait, no, I don't. That was the dream. But more accurately, a week will go by, and I'll be like, oh my god, I bought cereal last week. And I'll remember out of nowhere. And I'll be like, yes, I have cereal. And then I'll remember that it was a dream from a week ago. And that's what I have to deal with. I used to be able to go back in my dreams when I was a light sleeper. I was the lightest sleeper, but also I'd wake up. When I was in high school, I would set alarms with just a few minutes in between all of them. And I would go fully back to sleep in between all of them, and then wake up again, and then fully go back to sleep. I was able to go immediately back to sleep no matter what. And very often, if I'm woken up in a dream and I go back to sleep, I get to control it from that point on. Well, I don't anymore because it doesn't work for me anymore because I don't dream. But yeah. Some mode's on 10. Oh, I usually have it on 5. But yeah. And you'd think Shubble's brain would be a bit more creative. My awake brain is. I am a creative type person. I create things. My asleep brain? Off. Hard shutdown. It's off. Okay, let's find another story to read. Clemencia, thank you for the Prime. Let's find... Ooh. Okay, I have a couple that could be good to read. Am I the asshole for asking my husband to return a gift that he got you or somebody else got you? Either way, no. If you don't like it, just we all need to let go of the fact sometimes maybe we'll buy a gift that the person doesn't really want and they appreciate the thought, but they want to buy something that won't be wasted and they want to return it, and that's just fine. Oh man, that's another good thing about not having dreams is I haven't had a nightmare in forever. I actually did have one recently because when I was sick, I had a fever. And if I have a fever and I have dreams, they are wild. Those are my crazy dreams. And I did have a scary one and I had to run, and that's never good. I was being chased. Okay. I'm the asshole for asking my husband to return a gift. In December, my husband asked what I wanted for Christmas, and I told him the UGG Ultra Minis. Same, and I forgot that I was gonna buy those, and then I didn't. I was gonna literally buy the Uggs right now, but I typed into Google egg instead of UGG. Oh, do I really need them now that I'm here? I wanted them in England, but now I'm here, and it's warm. I was outside in a t-shirt yesterday. I want the Ultra Minis. They're so damn cute. The platform ones. Are they really worth the price? Do I need them? Oh, they'd be so comfortable though. Oh. I'll come back to this. They're not going anywhere. They're platform Uggs. Yes, they're platform Uggs, and they have platform Ultra Minis, and I want them. Okay. I told him I want the UGG Ultra Minis. By that point, they were sold out and on back order. I kept checking occasionally in case they came in stock, but they didn't. Fast forward to the week after Christmas, I found a near identical pair of boots from LL Bean. Noted, I'm going to be checking LL Bean later. And ran it by my husband. First, since 1, we just got done with Christmas and it's not exactly a small gift. And 2, in case he did order a pair and was waiting for them to get in. He encouraged me to get them, so I did. I have been very happy with them and put the UGG version out of my mind. I'm going to open a tab. LL Bean. That's for later. I don't know if they'll be less expensive or not, but I'm going to check. How much do you think you'd wear them? Genuinely, every day. As long as it's still a little cold. I feel like I'd wear them at all times that I would instead normally wear a sneaker, which is any day that I'm not literally dressed up in an outfit where I'd wear my Mary Janes or my other Docs or my boots. I have so many shoes, but I don't have shoes like those. Okay. For the last couple of weeks, he's been saying he got me a great gift for Valentine's Day. How did I just say that? He got me a great gift for Valentine's Day that I will love, and hyping it up. Oh no. Oh no. This morning I went to the kitchen to find flowers, candy, and a card. And the UGG boots. Thank you for the 100 bits. This morning I went to the kitchen. Oh. I told him thank you, but I was confused because I had the other pair that he told me to order. He acknowledged that he did, but thought I could use a second pair anyway, saying he thought the stitching was different. Okay. This should still be fine. Either you decide you don't want them because you already have a pair and it's not really something you need a second pair of and you return it. That should be fine. Or you keep them and be like, yeah, I got 2 now. And maybe they're different colors, or it's really not a big deal. Who made it a big deal? I asked about returning them because I don't need 2 pairs of the essentially the same shoe, and he got upset because it was $25 to get them shipped and another $25 to return, so we would be out $50. Well, he shouldn't have bought them. I put the shoes and box away in our closet. I told some friends who followed me on my hunt for these boots, and one offered to buy the extra pair, which would get us out of the $25 return cost. I told my husband and he got even more upset, saying he would deal with it, and took the box out of the closet. What does that mean? You had a solution. Why is he mad? I appreciate the gift and told him so, but I just don't need 2 pairs of pricey boots. Now I'm getting the silent treatment. I genuinely feel bad because he was so excited about it, and now I'm wondering if I should just have gone through with it. Am I the asshole? I feel like I've seen this a lot of times, where often, but not always, guys will buy a gift for their partners and just want to be praised for having bought a nice gift, but they didn't put thought into why it's nice. Like, he just bought an expensive pair of boots, but he didn't really put much thought into it because he probably should have thought about the fact that she already has them. But they always will want to be praised for getting, not always, I've seen it a lot, where they buy a nice thing, but wasn't necessarily something the other person wanted, and then gets upset because they bought something that was expensive. I don't know. I'm wording it really poorly. Like, people will buy gifts and not put a whole lot of thought into it, but it's expensive, and they think that and they want to be praised just for that. But you weren't paying attention to the situation where she didn't need them. Do you pay attention to your partner? Do you acknowledge things that they may need or not need? You could have bought her probably a bouquet of flowers and she would have appreciated it. You just seem to have bought something that has a big price tag on it. That's not what makes a gift good. That's not what makes a gift nice. It's the nice, but not really nice thing. You're not really nice if you're being nice to get something from it. Edit. To clear some things up, my husband ordered the Uggs in mid-December. Oh, so he did already order them. He still should be cool with you returning them is the thing. Or selling them to your friend and save $25. But you lost $25, and you know what happens? It's really not a big deal. They were on back order until March. They happened to get delivered last week. They weren't even meant to be a Valentine's Day gift. My shoes last forever. I have 16 and 10-year-old Uggs. How many Uggs do you own? Different styles. That have little wear. I work from home, so most days I don't even wear shoes. Most of the shoes in my closet have dust. And all of the shoes that you do have are Uggs? That sounds expensive. That sounds like an expensive collection of shoes. And I can say that because I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of Docs. But they're all different styles. So I can say that's all of the shoes you have being Uggs is expensive. What did I get my husband for Valentine's Day? He doesn't like gifts. I ask every year and he always says nothing. And he'll buy golf shoes or clubs throughout the year, which is fine. Yesterday I got him some weed, and tonight he's getting some not safe for work entertainment. His favorite gift will probably be finding this post with internet strangers telling me I was in the wrong, if he hasn't already. You weren't. You weren't. Wait, did Reddit say you were in the wrong? She did nothing wrong. I know people find Uggs to be ugly. That's fine. My husband also finds them ugly. But he likes them better than my... I don't know what that is. Choco? What's that? What are these? They got a little lizard logo. I don't know what that is. She did nothing wrong. Reddit thinks she's the asshole. The thing is, he didn't even... Him buying the Uggs, even though she didn't need them, but he had bought them previously already, so they were already on the way. That makes it even less of a... He didn't really put a lot of thought into it. He bought it before she got the LL Bean ones. They were just on back order. But that wasn't the problem anyway. The problem is that when they arrived and she already at that point had gotten another pair, why did he let her buy another pair? He had the opportunity to say, no, don't buy them because they're on their way. Because he knew at that point he had bought them. So why didn't he stop her? He shouldn't have had a problem with her returning it. The problem was him making a big deal about returning a gift. Like, that shouldn't be a big deal. You really should put the ego aside. This is a very good reason to return a gift. That's where there shouldn't have been a problem. Just let her return it. Although it sounds like, if we're gonna be little couples therapists, maybe he's not feeling appreciated for the effort he did put in. Which still doesn't... You still should be allowed to return them and it not be a big deal. But if he's also at the same time feeling like, oh, I don't feel like you appreciated the gift I got you, then you need to communicate that so she can say, oh, no, I really do appreciate it. You bought something very nice and I love them. But the situation we're in is that I already now have another pair and I don't need to. So I'd like to return them. But thank you for the thought and the effort. And then everyone is happy because their needs were met and they communicated that. And he shouldn't have gotten mad about returning them. But if his problem was that he felt unappreciated, he should have said that. But he didn't. So she's not the asshole. Like, he can just say how he feels and then talk about it with her. But she didn't do anything wrong. I'm from a family where you never say anything negative about gifts to the person who gave them to you. I get that. I do. But in a partnership, it should be able to be something you can talk about. It should be able to be a conversation and not a huff and puff. I'll take care of them. You're an asshole. I have to go ask Reddit. Who's the asshole? Like, it should be able to just be a conversation. Because if you're... Oh, maybe she's someone that doesn't like wasting something that could be enjoyed. It's a waste of money. Uggs are expensive. And she doesn't want to do that to his money. Because also, they're partners. He will know if she's not wearing the Uggs he bought. If she doesn't use them enough. So she doesn't want him to feel like it doesn't get used because she doesn't need to. It should have been able to be just a simple conversation. This is stupid. But Reddit said she's an asshole. You were the asshole. Sure, it was silly for him to get the boots without checking with you after you got an alternative pair. No, what was silly is that he bought you the boots ahead of time, like mid-December. And then after Christmas, you asked, hey, I saw a similar pair of boots. Should I buy them? And he said yes. That was silly. You knew you already had the boots on the way. Maybe he didn't want to ruin the surprise, but now she wasted her money buying. That was silly. Talk about silly. But he could have thought that you just settled for the LL Bean ones or that you were obsessing over them and they were hard to find, that you wanted a second pair to use or keep as backup. Regardless, you could have waited till tomorrow to tell him you didn't want them. Oh, was the problem that she told him right then and there that she was going to return them? I don't know. It doesn't matter what he thought when he let her get the LL Bean ones and then also bought the Uggs. He should have been fine with you returning them. Oh, ew. Reddit's wrong. Apparently she got him a dose of guilt tripping for buying her a pair of boots she wanted. That's not what happened. Who's making him feel guilty? She didn't even say he did anything wrong. She just said, "Can I return them?" This is immature and dumb. And Reddit is wrong. She's not the asshole. Because that's silly. Whatever other issues he has, if he feels unappreciated or whatever, then you say that. Then talk about that. But he was a big baby and he said, "I'll take care of it." And then he just took the Uggs away. Let's find another relationship one. Also, make sure you're hydrating. Oh yeah, did that story end with him giving her the silent treatment? That's unacceptable. I think in any relationship, if you ever resort to the silent treatment as like a guilt trip, there's so many names that it's just... Why did I not know these star emotes exist? Because they're new. I mean, I kind of sneakily just put them in there. Okay. I, 34 male, and my wife, 31 female, are expecting a child in 12 weeks' time. We don't know the sex of the baby, but we've started thinking about baby names. A couple of nights ago, we were suggesting names. Oh no! I'm just gonna read it and get through it. I'm not gonna say anything. A couple of nights ago, we were suggesting names. I had a girlfriend around 6 years before meeting my now wife. Unfortunately, she passed away and I was absolutely devastated. It's still painful to think about, and I always imagine naming a child in her memory. I also just love the name itself, Nancy. When I made the suggestion to my wife, she seemed unimpressed. She told me she didn't really feel comfortable doing that. She felt it was strange. That's fair. It is strange. And didn't make sense as Nancy had been my girlfriend. The way I see it is that Nancy was very important to me for a really long time. She was my best friend, and losing her was just a terrible thing. I feel as though it would be a great way to remember and honor a dear friend who I miss every day. My wife doesn't share my views, and honestly, it's caused a lot of issues. I dropped it and said it was important we both agreed on the name. Good. But she's still insisting it's strange and doesn't understand why I suggested it. Okay, that's a little... I mean, it was resolved, and now she's still going on about it. I would have let it be dropped at that point. I said I was just gonna read. I don't know if she feels insecure, and maybe the pregnancy is stressing her. There's so many hormones happening. But she just won't drop it. I honestly don't see the issue whatsoever. Am I the asshole? Edit. I just thought I'd put a quick edit disclaimer update here if anyone's interested. It seems like most people have said that I'm wrong in this situation, which is understandable. The whole thing was very reasonable, except for the fact that she is still bringing it up, even though you let it go, you dropped it. You said it's important, you both agree, and that's honestly, I agree that I would just stop there if, I think I'll apologize again, and hopefully the situation will end there. He did already apologize, and he dropped it, but she isn't dropping it, and she's pregnant and has so many hormones, and is probably now insecure. It probably was a weird idea, and maybe I wasn't seeing that as clearly as I'm still grieving to some extent. I also just wanted to make clear that myself and Nancy weren't together when she passed. Nancy passed away 2 years after we separated, and we had decided to stay friends. I met my wife around 2 months before Nancy and I separated. I probably should have mentioned in the original post, but maybe it doesn't make much of a difference. Anyway, thanks for the feedback. It should have just been dropped when it was dropped. I honestly don't even really feel like commenting on whether it should have been brought up in the first place or not, because it's entirely possible that there are people in relationships that would be okay with this situation. They might not feel insecure about it. They might completely see where they're coming from and be cool with it. So I don't really think it's the biggest issue that he brought it up. She was uncomfortable and was like, I'm not really feeling that. And then he said, okay, we don't both agree on the name. Then that's that. I'm sorry I brought it up, and dropped it. But she continues to bring it up, which is very difficult because she probably is now very insecure and is overthinking and is like, does he still love her? Or am I just a backup because that didn't work out? Or like all these things, because pregnant brain could be doing all sorts of crazy stuff inside here. Oh no. She's making it worse, but I also can understand how it's living in here and like manifesting in all the worst thoughts possible while she's pregnant. Oh. And it is another one which should just be able to be a conversation where he can clear up any concerns, and she should bring them just very clearly and plainly, like, here's what I'm concerned about since you've brought up this previous relationship. And then he can reassure her and clarify, and everyone can be back in a good place because we trust each other. So if she's like, I'm afraid you still love her, and he says, absolutely not. She was an important part of my life, but we weren't even together anymore at that point, and I didn't want to be together, and I love you, and you're who I want to be with, I want to have a baby with. And then everyone's happy, and we trust each other, and we don't think that he's lying, because you should trust him. You're married and are having a baby. And that's how that should go. But I don't know how you make her see that while she's pregnant. I don't know how you make her stop worrying while she's pregnant. That's tough. That's tough. And they do need to just talk this one out. And he really needs to speak to any, like, insecurities and worries that she's having about the situation now that he's brought it up. But she also has to fully listen and trust and believe him and find a way to move forward if he clarifies and everything is all cleared up. She has to be able to move past it, because it sounds like she's having a hard time moving past it, because he dropped it. He didn't even fight that hard for it. In fact, he just kind of brought it up and was like, maybe you're going to be cool with this, but maybe you're not. And if we're both not cool with this name, we don't have to do it. I'm not going to fight that hard. And he didn't. I wouldn't call anyone an asshole here. I feel bad for her, because I could see exactly what kind of worrying thoughts she's having after that. He probably shouldn't have brought up the relationship part, because they were just good friends before she passed. The problem is, he said he met his wife 2 months before him and Nancy separated. So he was with Nancy at the time that he met who would later become his wife. So she knew about them being together, obviously. She knew they were in a relationship. So as soon as he brings up, hey, what about this completely random name, Nancy? She would know that he had a relationship with Nancy. I don't think anyone's the asshole. That is his side of the story. I'm 100% imagining that there's definitely insecurities on her side, and that's why this is something that they definitely have to talk it out, and she has to try to be in as much of a level and calm and trusting place, and be willing to hear him out completely and believe whatever it is he has to say, if that's the truth that she's given. But she's pregnant. That has me scared for her. Being able to think like, you're not completely and utterly irrational, but I just can understand how stressed, worried, overthinking, anxious, all of these kinds of things could be manifesting in her brain right now. So maybe find Nancy's middle name and don't tell the wife /Jay. My thought was like, what about the middle name being Nancy? I feel like if I was presented this, I'm imagining I'm in a relationship, I'm years into married, and we're about to have a baby. I'm putting myself there. And this is what my husband presents me with. I might be understanding enough to settle for a middle name. Although he didn't even fight for the name. He was like, you don't feel comfortable? Let's pick a name that we both like. But like, I don't know. My first thought was like, why not the middle? That is kind of a nice thing. But also, there's some insecurities happening. And there was a crossover where he was still with Nancy and then met who would later become his wife. I don't know what kind of interactions the three of them ever had together, so we can't even begin to assume. But yeah, somebody said let Nancy rest in peace. Maybe that was for the best, was to just maybe let her be and not bring up her name around your current wife. And in the regards to naming your child, maybe you shouldn't have tried. But he is admitting that he apologized. We just need to find a way to help the wife get through this now. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, the top comment is, yeah, you're the asshole, not how you intended it, but it comes across as, hey wife, you're my second choice, so let's name our kid after what would have been my first choice. Although he very clearly states that they weren't even together anymore, and that's not the situation that they're in. But who wouldn't then worry that what if that is the situation? You know what I mean? Okay. This one can be talked out, though. This one can be talked out and maybe does need help to be talked out. She might just need help right now, in general. She's pregnant. Give her anything she wants. Anything that she wants and needs, just give it to her at this point. Yeah. Names are interesting, how names can be picked out. I think I feel like in movies and TVs a lot of the times where a baby is born in the TV or movie, they then start talking about baby names. And I always thought that was weird because I always would have assumed people were already talking about it before the baby was there, right? Like I would want to have been already talking about it before it's born. And I always thought it was weird in movies and TV shows that the baby is born and then they start talking about it like, what should we name it? How have you not already thought about that? Also, I have a note in my phone of names that I just find nice and just keeping them just so I don't forget about them. I don't even know that I will have kids, but I just have a little note just in case of names that I liked. Where like some people just have names they like and they have always liked and have always kind of just kept in their little back pocket of like, that's a nice name. It's also entirely a possible list of names for pets as well. If I don't have kids, those are my cats. Those are all my future cats in that note. I think they should just wait until the baby can decide themselves. I think that Let's see. I think I want to find maybe like one more big juicy story. Am I the asshole I told my boyfriend his Valentine's gift was self-serving? This sounds like exactly the kind of problem we want to fix on Valentine's Day, huh? And another gift that went wrong. Red Cinder, thank you for subscribing. This is perfect. What was this posted today? It's Valentine's Day? Am I the asshole? I told my boyfriend his Valentine's gift was self-serving. Is it lingerie? Why is it always lingerie? Who's this for? Unless it's one that you asked for and you wanted. Sometimes people, know your partner. That's all it takes. You just need to know your partner. Updated. Oh, okay, that doesn't matter. I know I sound like the asshole already. No, I wouldn't have said that. Please bear with me. I've been trying to lose weight for forever. Every time he bought me sugary treats such as cupcakes, I would get upset. I told him that I want healthy snacks. Oh, I don't know where this is going anymore. I don't think that this is a lingerie issue. I think this is something else. We've both been trying to lose weight, but I'm the more disciplined one. I go to the gym almost daily, and he won't go unless I encourage him daily. Deep down, I think he's feeling insecure that if I lose weight successfully, people will start to compliment me and pursue me. Somebody else's insecurity should not stop you from doing what you want to do. But you guys got to talk it out, and you got to be reassuring and be there for each other. And he has to support you, and his insecurity is not your problem. Yesterday, he bought me the kind of cupcakes that I like. As soon as I saw them, I asked him why. I was very upset. I told him I don't want sugary foods so many times that he should know by now. He was upset I didn't appreciate the gifts. I was upset he didn't listen. This is the thing of they get a gift that is an objectively out of context nice gift. But so many times it is not, they don't know their partner. And you can tell by the gift that they got them. I wouldn't say the Uggs one was exactly that situation. I think that was a different, silly situation of he had his reasons for buying the boots. He had already bought them previously. He shouldn't have let her buy another pair of them, but I think that was a different situation. But this is the situation I was getting at, where they buy something that is just plainly and objectively a nice thing, but it's not something your partner would have wanted, and you should know that. You should know what your partner wants. It's easy. It's very easy. I was upset he didn't listen. You can't give me something I specifically say I don't want repeatedly and expect me to be grateful. This is self-serving. I don't know about that. I don't know were the cupcakes for himself, or I think he just thought they were your favorite cupcake and bought it for Valentine's Day, but didn't spend a little bit of extra time thinking, would she really want this? Do I really know my partner well enough to know that this is the gift that she would want right now? Because just that one question would probably be answered with a no, she doesn't want this, because she said it a lot of times. And I listen, definitely, is how that should have gone. I don't think it was a self-serving thing. I don't think he got them for himself. I think he got them for you. He just didn't think, he just doesn't know you. He got it for you, but doesn't know you well enough. This is the same playlist that's just on loop now. So, how should I do differently? Now the air is so thick I could cut it with a knife. Should I have acted differently? We are both pissed. Am I the asshole I didn't appreciate my boyfriend's Valentine's gift? He gave me a high-calorie, unhealthy cupcakes that I told him not to repeatedly. No, he's not listening to you. He wasn't listening. What could I have done differently? I scolded him. I told him it was self-serving. I would have skipped that part. But yeah. He got a bad gift for his partner. He should know better. I don't think it was self-serving, but you're not the asshole. I think she means he was giving them to make him feel good about himself giving a gift. Maybe. He wanted to be appreciated for the gift more. But it was a bad gift. You should know your partner better. I wouldn't say she's an asshole. I wouldn't say he's an asshole either. But I would say he got a bad gift for a partner. He should know better. Maybe do a little bit better. No. No. He should know you better. Not the asshole. If someone gets you a gift that they know full well that you do not want, they can't be surprised by your reaction when you don't like it. You are 100% right that your boyfriend doesn't want you to lose weight. Or yeah, that might be like a secret extra motive. But especially even with that not in the mix, he did a bad job getting a gift that his partner would like because he just doesn't seem to listen or know his partner well enough. Or it was malicious, but I don't want to believe it was malicious. But maybe it was malicious. Which is worse. And he should get it. He should work on his insecurities with a therapist on his own. Because he shouldn't feel that way either. He deserves better and so do you. And he got a bad gift. He doesn't know you well enough. He got you a bad gift. Or he should have known better. Or he did know better. I don't know which is worse, actually. But he should go to therapy and work on his insecurities because he shouldn't live that way. And he's making it other people's problems, so that's part of the problem. That wasn't good enough to end. I wanna get a better one. A lot of brother. Ooh, another Valentine's one. Wait, there's a bunch of Valentine's ones. What are you guys? Oh, okay. Actually, I found a few juicy ones. And a lot of people are coming on today. Okay, I'm reading all of the ones that have Valentine's in the title. Okay, I have to stop. I already opened like 5 tabs. All right, we got a load of juicy ones that were posted tonight because they're Valentine's Day related. Let's do, how about a station? Okay. I started a radio on Spotify. Okay. I, 19 female, have a best friend, 19 female, what we will call Holly, that I go to school with and became friends with. There was one guy, 21 male, who we'll call Mike, in our high school who would constantly flirt with younger girls. About a year ago, wait, oh my god, this is written so poorly. Wait. I'm gonna just read it exactly the words that are here. I, 19 female, have a best friend, 19 female, what we will call Holly, that I go to school with and became friends with. There was this one guy, 21 male, who we will call Mike, in our high school who would constantly flirt with younger girls. And about a year ago, started my best friend. Okay. Mike is flirting with Holly. That was confusing. Since I became friends with Holly at a young age, I knew her home life very well and noticed... Oh, I don't know if this is going to be fun anymore. What is this even? I didn't even read the title. Am I the asshole for throwing away my best friend's Valentine gift? Okay, let's just get through it. Why is a 21-year-old in high school? They're not. They're just referencing Mike. So, no one's in high school. That's just where they became friends. And in high school, Mike would constantly be flirting with the younger girls. But we're now 19 and 21, not in high school anymore. What is this story? Oh, okay. This is like a hot mess, but I'm kind of on board for the ride. Okay. Since I became friends with Holly at a young age, I knew her home life very well and noticed the neglect that her parents inflicted on her. She hasn't talked about it much, but it caused her to abuse marijuana, eventually dating her dealer, Mike. Okay, so that's Mike. I had never thought this relationship was a good idea and told her from the start she's a straight A student who graduated from high school with a 4.6 GPA. Damn. While her boyfriend dropped out. That's also fine. Let's not judge people because they dropped out. Despite my efforts, she has stayed with him. What efforts? We tried so hard. I mean, what do they mean abused marijuana? Like, just smoke too much? Okay, I just need to get through reading this story, I think. Despite my efforts, she's stayed with him. Over the past few months, I've noticed a change in her behavior and mood when talking about Mike. She gets quiet and tries to change the conversation. I once asked her what had happened, and the most she had said to me was that she didn't feel valued in their relationship anymore. I knew she wouldn't be able to break up with him, so I had to step in. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No. For Valentine's Day, her boyfriend insinuated that he would surprise her with a gift, and she was pretty excited. Today, Valentine's Day, Mike gave her a gift to give her, which was a pair of Valentino shoes that she wanted for a while. Instead of giving them to her, I went to the store where he bought them from, checked the receipt, and returned them. What? What? How did you... What? I don't understand. Her boyfriend insinuated that he would surprise her with a gift, and she was pretty excited. Today, Valentine's Day, Mike gave her a... Oh. Mike gave me... They mistyped. They said Mike gave her a gift to give to her. Mike gave me a gift to give to her, which was a pair of Valentino shoes that she wanted for a while. Instead of giving them to her, I went to the store where he bought them from, checked the receipt, and returned them, getting the cash back and planned on using it for her after they break up. That is... What the... No. You don't ever get involved in somebody's life like this. Just, you gotta butt out at some point. You can't get involved in someone's life to that extreme of a level. Also, how would they not just figure this out? Because Mike would be like, did you get the gift? And then how do you explain it? Listen, I do get that sometimes we watch our friends date people that are objectively, maybe, very bad for them. But this isn't the kind of stepping in that we should be doing. This isn't even necessarily one of the times that even someone needs to be stepping in. They're smoking a lot of weed, maybe. That's not necessarily that bad. And at some point, adults just need to make the mistakes and be in the places that they're in, and you don't need to step in. Nothing really that awful is going on. An hour ago, she came into my dorm crying, saying how much he got her Valentino shoes, and she was worried that she wasn't feeling valued, and he bought her some nice shoes. Maybe Mike isn't even that bad. I feel like OP just hates weed. An hour ago, she came into my dorm crying, saying how my relationship with Mike was... This is just typed so bad. You're 19. How my relationship with Mike was for real over, my being the person dating Mike, obviously, and beyond repair. Apparently, he was also a liar. Apparently, he's also a liar, and the fact that the shoes were never given proved him as a gaslighter in her eyes. Uh-oh. She said, although I never liked their relationship, she respected me honestly and believed she should have listened to me sooner. So am I the asshole for breaking up their relationship, even though I know she would eventually be happier with him? She thinks he's gaslighting her that he got her a gift that she doesn't believe ever was bought, because why wouldn't Mike just be like, oh my God? Well, because she's going to deny that she ever got it. So in conclusion, this is the most wild part, is this last statement. Actually, there's an edit after this, but in conclusion, am I the asshole for breaking up their relationship, even though I know she would eventually be happier without him? You don't know shit. You don't know anything. You don't know You don't get to know. That isn't for you to know. You can't know. Nobody knows. And fuck you. That's rude. Edit. In high school, Holly did something similar to me. You've been holding this one in? A grudge? Since high school? Oh no. Are you actually 19 or are you 12? Lied to break my romantic relationship, and although I was mad for a week, I eventually thanked her and respected her loyalty to keeping me safe. No. No. She might be mad for more than a week. I think she's gonna be mad for more than a week. What the fuck? The top comment, holy shit, you're psychotic. Ooh, we're speculating in the comments. If this is real, I think OP has a thing for their friend. The whole, she wasn't gonna break up with him, so I knew I needed to step in. Smacks of the, I'm gonna save her and she'll realize she loves me. Plot twist. OP is in love with her friend and is sabotaging her relationships. Ooh. Juicy. Also, yeah, this happened today because it's Valentine's Day. Wait. Yeah. This happened today. Mike? Justice for Mike? What? What? Now that's gaslighting. Also, very manipulative. Also, if I was your friend and I found out about this, I'm not your friend anymore. That's definitely not how friends treat each other. That's not. That's delusional to think that you're doing something that's the best for her in the long run. What makes you think that you know what's best for her at all? I don't like that kind of attitude. I don't like that at all. Stay away from her. You're a freak. That's so weird. You're a thief, a liar, and a terrible friend. You don't get to choose who your friend dates. Grow up, tell her the truth, apologize to both of them, and try minding your business for a while. She would never, there's definitely no way she would keep this friendship after this either. Like, I would never go back to being friends with someone who did this. That is crazy. You're the asshole, but you're right. Holly is in an abusive relationship, but it isn't with Mike. It's with you. You are not only an abuser, but also a thief and a liar. Holly deserves better than you. Please end this friendship and let her find friends that will actually respect her. Return the money to Mike as well, you thief. It's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I do hope Holly finds out the truth. There's no way her name's actually Holly and his name's not actually Mike, so they're not going to just find this. But I'm like afraid that OP isn't going to ever fess up and Holly will just never know. And Mike will never have another chance with someone that maybe they were great together. Maybe they were having a great time. He put an effort in to work on something that clearly was communicated to him that she didn't feel valued in their relationship. And he went and he bought what's a Valentino shoe go for? Because that sounds expensive. Who's wearing that much money on their feet? That's ridiculous. Wow. Wow. They're over $1,000. All of them. And those are the cheap ones. Wow. Couldn't be me. As I sit here owning maybe that much across my 6 different pairs of Doc Martens. At least that's 6 different shoes. What happened to the money? OP has it. OP's just holding on to it. And she's not telling Holly that there was a gift. She's letting Mike go down as a gaslighter and a liar, even though he didn't lie. He didn't. Oof. I am so afraid that OP is just gonna be, they seem so delusional that they would even read all of these replies on Reddit and still be like, I hope Holly finds this. Her name's not Holly. Her name's definitely not Holly, but I hope that she finds this and recognizes, Hey, my boyfriend said he got me Valentino shoes. That detail sounds real. And I hope she finds the truth, because I wouldn't expect OP to actually own up to what she's done here at all, ever, actually. I think she would very truthfully take it to the grave if she could. Alright. That's so controlling, too. It also just... I kind of pegged them as judgy. It is entirely possible to maybe smoke too much weed. You get a little too... Anything can become a problem in your life. But I got judgy vibes from the way she wrote it, even though it's just typing. I was feeling like it was judgy vibes a little bit. Cop. I don't think she's maybe even has a problem with the weed. I think she just is smoking it now, and OP is a narc. With the poor writing skill, I wouldn't be surprised if her name is actually Holly. Yeah, honestly, the OP didn't seem that bright. OP didn't seem that bright from all of the grammar mistakes from the beginning. We also don't know where they live, because it could entirely be legal too. I didn't even consider the fact that it might be illegal. I live in California, but I just felt judgment. Clearly she's judgy. I think I'm not wrong about that. Am I the asshole for paying for my ex-wife's Valentine's gift? My ex-wife and I have been divorced for almost 10 years, but we have a 12-year-old daughter together. Our daughter wanted to get her mommy something for Valentine's Day, and I told her that I would pay for it for her. She decided to get her mommy chocolate-covered strawberries, so I ordered them online, and here's the text conversation that ensued when my ex-wife received them. Me. Oh, I don't want to... Can Dad talk to our daughter's name later? X. Sure, you could be sending... Oh my god. X. Sure, you can't be sending me things, though. I have a man. It's inappropriate. Me. I didn't send you anything. I only paid for it. The strawberries are from our daughter, not me. Also, I have a girlfriend. X. Neither of us see it that way, so thank you in advance for respecting that. Me. Fine. So am I the asshole? No. But don't do it again, I guess? Because your wife has said she doesn't want you spending money on a gift for her. You'd be the asshole maybe if you did it again, because it was just a weirdly... I wouldn't be uncomfortable about that. You just basically gave money to your daughter to give. And she was uncomfortable with that, and that's whatever. But no one even is actually really an asshole actually about it. Not even the ex. Like, you could think it's weird, but it's not even really that big of a deal. It's just a... You didn't need to make a post about it. It's already been resolved. She said, we don't really see it that way, so we asked you to respect not spending money on it, and I would just go, okay. And then it's over. It's already over. This was lame. Okay, I have one that I want to save for the end, because it feels like a doozy. But there's one other one that had Valentine's Day in the name, so I want to read that first. Sounds like the guy that the wife is dating, or ex-wife, is insecure. But honestly, it's a resolved issue, because even if they're silly for being like, that's weird that you gave money for our daughter to buy me chocolate-covered strawberries, we feel weird about that. Whatever. He said fine, so it's over already. Why'd you make a post? It's already done. Am I the asshole for kicking my former best friend from my house on Valentine's Day? I don't think it said how old the daughter was, but it just didn't need to be a post because it's already finished. He just seemed like he wanted to complain about how weird his ex-wife and her boyfriend are, which, like, ooh, okay, you're already divorced. What more do you want? I feel like I'm being harsh on OP, but it's just everyone. It just is a silly thing to make a post about at this point. Your wife's weird, but also just move on. I don't know. At least they're already divorced. I didn't have to tell them they should get divorced. All right. I, female 40s, decided to spend Valentine's Day by myself. I'm single and I planned this. I didn't book any calls so I could relax, sit, eat food that I like, and binge watch Virgin River and Mike Chen. I don't know what those are. So I bought an obscene amount of seafood boil, soda, cake, and pink lemonade. Honestly, I was having a beautiful day. That sounds lovely. Well, my ex-best friend, Annie, showed up. It's not that we are enemies, but we grew apart because we have very different ideas and expectations on friendship. I'm loyal and expect respect and honesty. She wanted to come first and had demands that conflicted with my needs. Ooh, no one in any type of relationship, whether it's friendship, relationship, no relationship should be having demands. Jesus. How do people not get that? I stepped away because I felt like she wanted me to set myself on fire to keep her warm. Valid. That's very valid and understandable. We all have known someone like that. I was mortified because she caught me as I was walking into my apartment. Wait. I feel like I missed. Oh, my ex-best friend Annie showed up. I was mortified because she caught me as I was walking into my... What are you looking at? Oh, nothing. Okay. I was walking into my apartment and bringing my groceries in. I awkwardly tried to keep her out while holding all my bags, and she kind of pressed her body against me to be able to make it through the door. I would never force myself inside somebody else's house. You wait until you're invited in. That's weird. I wouldn't do that. That's just like basic manners. I told her I was busy, but she took it as a joke and said it's Valentine's Day and that I need shock therapy, so it's a good time to learn to share my space and goodies. This is a friend that doesn't respect boundaries, and that's exactly why they weren't your friend anymore. Also, did you have a conversation about how you don't want to be their friend anymore, or did you just kind of like ghost them and they've just showed up because they don't know that you're not friends? Because that's a little awkward. But this friend clearly doesn't understand boundaries still. I didn't laugh, and she rubbed her hands while saying, "You won't get rid of me that easily," like some evil cartoon character, which wasn't funny at all. I told her that she was invading my space. She said she was around the neighborhood and spontaneous visits are a form of generosity. I told her that she needed to leave. I've been getting texts from her other friend who says I'm selfish and stubborn and that I shouldn't have kicked her out and that I humiliated her. Am I the asshole? No. But I would maybe let her in on the fact that you don't want to be her friend anymore at this point. Because she clearly didn't know. No one told her. They grew apart and she just showed up and barged into your house. It's a bit awkward. It's a bit weird. I could see why you're not friends. But yeah, I would let her in on that now. I would give her the memo that you're not friends. It is weird breaking up with a friend and like actually having to tell them like, hey, I don't want to be your friend anymore. But sometimes you got to do it. And this sounds like one of those times that she needs to be told that you don't want to be her friend anymore. You just don't seem like compatible friends. She doesn't respect your boundaries. And the way that she shows up is a way that doesn't really seem like it jives well with you. Because she shows up spontaneously and walks through your front door without being invited in. And that's, I would find that rude. But like maybe some groups of friends all have that as established that everyone just kind of like shows up and they're like, hey, what are you up to? But also if I was already told like I'm actually busy, I would then just leave. But she was like, she laughed and she said, you're not getting rid of me. And that's weird because she just asked you to leave. So I think, you should go. Yeah, you have to break up with your friend. And that can be a hard conversation to have, but sometimes you got to do it. I've had to have that conversation before. It's not really even that bad, actually. It can be very clarifying rather than just ghosting. Although it sounded like they already grew apart and they haven't been talking, and then she just showed up. But it's on Valentine's Day, and I don't know if she knows that you're single or not, especially if you've lost touch at this point. On a holiday, I would definitely not be barging up, showing in. Like, what if you have plans of any kind, whether it's a nice little fling, if you feel like it, a gal's Galentine's Day. She might invite herself to that though, so maybe not. She doesn't know what's going on in your house on a holiday night, on a Valentine's Day night. Not the asshole. Uninvited guests are a pain to deal with, especially when you already had your day planned. It doesn't seem like you were particularly close, correct me if I'm wrong, so I don't see why she would think it'd be okay to just come into your home uninvited. I don't think she knew that you weren't close anymore. She seems like the kind of friend that if she's just spontaneously showing up and being like, hey, we haven't talked in a long time, but that doesn't seem to mean anything to her, because sometimes, like, I have friends that I haven't spoken to in a long time, but I would be able to just show up and not, like, unannounced at their door, but if I was in town, I would message them and be like, hey, I know we haven't spoken in a really long time, but I'm in town. And then we would all hang out and it would feel like no time has passed. That's different. And maybe she thought that's what was going on, but you didn't tell her that you weren't really interested in being her friend anymore. And maybe sometimes it doesn't feel like you should, but now you should. Now you do have to tell her that you don't want to be friends anymore. Oh, OP's answering. OP's here. Well, it was here 6 hours ago. We are no longer close because she insisted on overriding my judgment so that I would do things she wanted. Did you tell her? I'm not saying that OP did anything wrong. It just does at some point eventually get to a point where it's like you gotta let them know, because they're gonna keep showing up because they're not reading the signs, you know? They're not getting it, so you gotta tell them. She seems like an overbearing person. You're in the clear. If her other friends want to enable her behavior, then she can host her. Yeah, sounds like her other friends maybe are the same type of people, and you are not that type of people, which is why the friendship just didn't work. I just also could not imagine walking through somebody's door. Like, even if I would never, if I was suddenly in town, show up at your door at all. I would text you and be like, hey, I'm in town. What are you up to? Are you free? No big deal. No worries if not. I would never just show up to their door, and then you took it a step further. You walked inside. You barged in. If I was ever even going to be someone to show up at somebody's door, maybe in a freak turn of events, I'm in your town. I couldn't text you, but I'm at your front door. So I've knocked and you've answered. I'm not walking inside. I'm not going around you to walk inside before being invited in. Definitely not doing that. That's weird. Not the asshole. It's rude to drop in on someone. It's even more rude when the person makes it clear they're not wanting visitors or have plans. And on Valentine's Day, what if you had plans? Was she expecting to join in for a threesome? Yeah, like what? I don't know. That's weird. Not even like a text of like, hey, it's Valentine's Day. Even if she knew you're single, because maybe you plan to be forever. Even if she knew that about you, I'd still be like, hey, what are you up to tonight? Nothing? Wanna, single ladies night? And then you could say, no, I have my day planned on my own, actually, and that's lovely and all, but no. I don't know. Not the asshole. I'd consider blocking her. See, that's where it's... You should, and I'm not going to say should. You definitely could, and it would be fine and fair. But I think you definitely, I feel like people don't think about things that could be a conversation, but it's scary to think about, or it feels weird and awkward, like a breakup message to your friend, but it feels a little bit more clear and less of a dick move than like just ghosting or blocking. But you also don't owe that necessarily to someone, especially a friend that has not seemed to respect you, your boundaries, clearly. But me personally, I would shoot a message and be like, hey, listen, I feel like we've kind of drifted apart. I don't feel like, I don't know what you write, but I've had to send that message. I've had to do that before. It can be done, and it sounds like it's time. It's time to do that. All right, this is the juicy one that I think will be the one that we end with. It's hard losing friends, but sometimes you just gotta rip the band-aid off for some people because they could be oblivious. This is that friend that's being oblivious. But like before blocking them out of nowhere, I would just send a message and be like, I just don't feel like I want to be your friend anymore. Not exactly in those words, but there is a way of writing that message. I've done it. Other people have done it where they have to send a message and be like, I just don't feel like we have a good relationship as friends, and I'd like to go our separate ways. There's a way of saying it, you know? You just gotta kind of work that out. But here, get a load of this title. Am I the asshole for not keeping up with my wife's cleaning demands? Now, I've said in 2 different Am I the Assholes tonight that there should be no demands made in any kind of relationship, friendship, relationship, romantic, parent to child. There should never be, actually, never mind. You can make a demand maybe sometimes as a parent, maybe. But, in a relationship, no one should be making demands. However, I don't think your wife's being unreasonable, probably. Just speculating, I don't think your wife's cleaning demands are quite as bad as you're making it out to seem, but let's see. Reddit said they're the asshole as well, so I'm expecting them to be the asshole, definitely. Oh, it's just gonna make me sad though, because I already know what the problem in this relationship's gonna be. Not keeping up with my wife's cleaning demands. I already know what this problem is. We've seen it. We've seen it so many times. And it's just never fun. It's never fun to read the same story, the same problem. I'm going to do it anyway. We might make it fun. It's also always fun when it's OP, who is maybe not self-aware, to realize that they are the asshole. And how? I don't know how. I had a major fight with my wife a few hours ago, and I strongly think I'm in the right. But she is so angry, I almost feel like I'm the one crazy. I'll provide context. Oh, that's great. Thank you for that, because we had nothing before. I married my wife 3 years ago, but we have been together 6. One important thing to note is that she is extremely clean. I have a thought already. We barely got started. I have a thought about it. But there's no point in sharing it until we have the whole story. I'm going to share it anyway. No, I'm not. There is a line potentially where maybe a partner is too clean and you cannot meet their standards. But I don't think that's where let's just read. Let's read on. I regret not moving in together until we married. Because while I knew she was clean, I didn't know the full extent. Okay. Yeah, is she like overly particularly clean? Or are you not? And you think that you're clean enough, but you're not. I will be excited to find out. Let this be a lesson to live with your partner before marriage. It doesn't even need... It doesn't even... That happens often where people don't move in until they're married. I didn't actually think that was that very uncommon. I think it's a good idea maybe to get an idea of what it would be like to live with them. But also, do you not go to their place? I feel like you see how they live by going to their place. You didn't notice? You didn't notice that she was clean? I don't think she's that clean. I don't know. Let's keep reading. She's the reason why our house looks like a model home. Oh, she might be overly clean. Where I do believe there's a compromise sometimes, but both partners need to be putting in the work to take care of the home. One should not be doing more than the other unless they were completely super down for it and it was completely openly communicated about. Specifically, everyone should be contributing to keeping the home clean and livable and nice and putting in that work and effort. It's also a matter of respecting the other partner to not leave all of those responsibilities on one person. But there is a point where maybe what he says is she hates dishes in the sink while I'm content to let them sit for a couple of days. There might be some spots in some cases where we need to find compromise, where maybe one person is expecting too much and you are putting in the work, but it never feels like it's enough, even though you're keeping things clean to a very good standard. That's not usually what's happening though. So hates dishes in the sink. While I'm content to let them sit for a couple of days, I always rinse everything out, and I'll let a few dishes sit in my sink before I move them into the dishwasher eventually. It's really not a big deal that if it bothers her that much to just put it from the sink to the dishwasher. People are freaking out about days, but I don't think it's that big of a deal to leave dishes for days. As long as they're rinsed, right? Like, this coffee mug, this is going to be in my sink for the next 2 or 3 days probably, but it's going to be rinsed out. And then I'll put it... Is that really that bad? Uh-oh. Like, there better not be food. There shouldn't be food on any of them, right? Like, that. This is where we need clarity, because if you're leaving food on those dishes in the sink, that's disgusting. If you're rinsing it all off and then just kind of like letting it sit there, but it's basically clean. Not clean, but like, you know what I mean? I'm rinsing everything, and I sometimes leave them in the sink for a few days because I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I let my water glasses build up in the sink because they only ever had water in them in the first place. And I just kind of leave them in the sink. I have like a bunch of jars in there right now of water. That's not a big deal. If there's food on the dishes, you absolutely cannot leave that for days. I did know someone that would leave food dry for days in the sink. Or wet, because they'd... They'd like fill a pot that was cooked with water and then leave it with a mixture of water and food for... Oh no. See, that's unhygienic. That's a problem. That's not being overly clean. If she has a problem with dishes in the sink that are rinsed and just there, that's different. But I don't trust him. And maybe that's biased and I don't care. I'll admit it. Okay. We are not even halfway through the first paragraph. She spends her days off scrubbing bathrooms. How many do you have? Because in her mind, they should be cleaned weekly. How often in your mind do you think they should be cleaned? How many people live in this house? I'm assuming it's just 2. There doesn't seem to be kids. Once a week. You know what? Even I'll admit that sometimes I don't do a full clean of the bathroom every single week. I kind of maybe tackle it as it seems to be more of a problem because, you know, I clean about every 2 weeks. I'm also only one person. There's 2 people in this house and multiple bathrooms, and I don't trust him to be very clean on a week-to-week basis. Like, I don't make enough mess of, like, stuff going on in my bathroom to need it to be cleaned once a week. You know? I kind of do clean as it needs to be cleaned. But I would trust that your wife is cleaning it as often as maybe it needs to be cleaned. Maybe I'm putting too much faith in her. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm just saying, once a week for 2 people. Okay. What if we're wrong? Guys, what if we're wrong? I really shouldn't be judging before we read the whole thing. I just don't trust... I have trust issues here with the man, but the next bit, she might be a little bit overly clean. I'm not gonna lie, actually. This next bit's a little bit wild. She doesn't... This bit's not the wild bit, but the full sentence is the wild bit. First half is fine. She doesn't let me bring my shoes inside. I'm cool with that. I'm a shoes off household. They're off at the door. Not outside the door, although my neighbors across the hall do leave their shoes outside of the apartment. That's not that that's not that weird. Mine are off as soon as I step inside. I have a little shoe rack. No shoes household. That's okay. But she insists I shower immediately when I get home before laying in bed. There are a million more things, but hopefully you have an idea. I want more things because I didn't think any of them were really that bad until you said that last one. You have to shower before you're allowed to lay in the bed. Unless, are you a coal miner? Are you working in a chimney? Are you a chimney sweep? Because then maybe Are you a construction worker? Are you dirty? My mouse died. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. It is on its way. You know, like, what is your occupation? Maybe she is... No, he's a stay-at-home dad. Are you reading ahead? Don't spoil the story for me. Did you open it and read ahead? Get out of here. Don't spoil the story. What are you doing? Okay, they do have kids. Well, okay, the bathroom being clean once a week makes a lot more sense now. How many kids? Don't tell me. She's reading ahead. This didn't start hurting our marriage until we had kids. We have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. Yeah, she's cleaning the bathroom every week because it needs to be cleaned every week. The showering before laying in bed. I'm not sure about that. I am a stay-at-home dad. Where are you getting home from? You stay at home. He said she makes him shower when he gets home. From where? You stay at home. You are home. I left work when our youngest was born, and that is when our disagreement on... Oh, I guess from before the kids, he was having to do that. Still. Okay. I left work from when our youngest was born, and that is when our disagreement on how clean the home needs to be started to get bad. We have kids now, so the level of mess has gotten worse. So that makes sense that the level of clean and like work to keep clean has gone up because the amount of people making mess has gone up. She expects me to do most of the chores now when it used to be primarily her. But you're the stay-at-home dad. Not that... Hold on. Okay, I don't like expect. No one should be expecting. We should be having a communicating about this. But she used to primarily do all of the chores and work? Why did she ever primarily do all of the chores? But now you are the one who has more of the time and she's still working. It should be a conversation. I wouldn't say it should be expected or a demand. It should definitely still be a conversation. And she's not and you're not doing all of them. Okay, I don't know. I'm still being a little harsh on him maybe, but she wants him to shower. What did he do for an occupation? I can only imagine he was a coal miner and that's why he had to shower before he got into bed. Okay, she wants the children to have a bath every day, and I think 1 to 3 days is fine. She wants all of their toys to be put away at the end of the day, and I think there's no point when it will be a mess again. She wants the dishes done daily. She wants all the house bedding washed weekly. That's normal. That is normal. Although I don't do it. She wants me to vacuum weekly. She wants me to mop every 3 to 4 days since her... Oh, that is a lot, actually. Okay, wait. Is that how much you're supposed to clean when you have 2 kids? Because maybe I don't want to do that. Is that normal? That sounds like a lot, actually. I don't know. She wants me to vacuum weekly, mop every 3 to 4 days. Since in her logic, the kids spend a lot of time playing on the floor. Mopping every 3 to 4 days is too much. I mop once a month. I'm vacuuming here and there, and I have like a dust buster, so I do that in between, and then I vacuum. I honestly only vacuum once a month, like a big one, but I'll take the little vacuum for little vacuuming things and like little dust balls and little litter spots. But I'm not the model of like super cleanliness necessarily. I clean as it's needed. I'm also one individual person, not keeping a home for multiple people, and I don't have kids. Mopping every 3 to 4 days though is insane, right? I feel like this guy was a single child, but mopping every 3 to 4 days? No way you need to mop that much. Right? That bit's too much. They're playing on the floor. Or were they in mud just previously? What do you need to mop every 3 to 4 days just because they play on the floor? They're bathed every day, so they're clean. They will not be hurt or sick if I mop every 2 weeks. Because I don't play along with most of her demands, she ends up being the one to do most of the housework when she gets home or her rare days off. Man. They haven't mentioned pets. There is no mention of pets, and I feel like if they had it, it would be a big enough, like they would know to mention if there was a pet involved. She works 40 to 80 hours a week, so it is a lot, but she does it to herself. Let's not criticize her for the amount of work she decides to do and then punish her for it. But she's doing the housework. She's doing more work than she needs to be doing because you're not doing it, so she feels like she needs to pick up the slack. But it's too much, where neither of you needs to be doing it that much. Right? I feel I do what is reasonable. This all built up today. She got home and saw I hadn't yet washed the dishes, and there was still grease food in some of the pans on the countertop. I also hadn't yet bought in the trash cans from the previous 2 days when they were emptied. She flew off the handle, calling me lazy and a slob. She said she would like for me to return to work since in her eyes, I'm doing a poor job, and use the money to hire a weekly housekeeper and a nanny who wouldn't leave the kids in PJs all day. I mean, they're 1 and 2. What are they getting dressed for? What are they? Don't they just wear onesies? I got pissed and told her she's crazy. She works herself up over small things. You guys need couples therapy. And I wouldn't call her crazy. She shouldn't call you lazy. You're clearly not meeting. Like, you're on different pages and you should probably talk to somebody about it. You need help. Works herself up over small things, and I will not be leaving my kids with a stranger. She packed a bag for herself and our babies to her mom's house. I'm furious. Am I the asshole? Reddit said yeah. Edit, so I'm the asshole. The common belief is I need to help more around the house. I'll see what I can do and apologize to my wife. Thanks. I mean, it's possible he was doing what should have been considered enough. Like he... It isn't... What's getting me is the... I'm gonna let the showering go because that's not a requirement anymore now that he's a stay-at-home dad. Mopping every 3 to 4 days is too much. Vacuuming weekly is fine. You can vacuum once a week as the stay-at-home dad. That's a normal level of clean that you should be able to, and be totally chill about. Bedding washed weekly is normal. My mom always washed our bedding every week. It was a once a week ordeal. I would agree that it should be every week because especially, hey, if you got pimples on your face and your back, that's why. Wash your pillowcases, wash your sheets. It might solve some of your skin problems because some people are that sensitive and you don't think about it, but you getting your oils from your body. Washing bedding once a week, completely reasonable, a normal amount that should be done, I would argue, honestly, and it's really not a big ask for the person that is the stay-at-home, as long as everyone feels comfortable with the amount of work. And I wouldn't think that that's asking for too much. It's the mopping that I can't get past. That's too many mops. And the dishes every single day, as long as they're all rinsed and there's no food left on them, I think a day or two of dishes in the sink doesn't hurt anybody. Did he say he leaves food on the... No, what he said, he didn't say he left food on the dishes. He said he left food from that day. Like it was still the same day. She got home and saw there was still some grease and food on some of the pans on the countertop from the same day. So that's not... Like maybe he was still going to do it. I would give him the benefit of the doubt that he still had time to get around to do it that night. It isn't a whole lot of things, to be honest. But then he's also taking care of the kids. I would argue the compromise here is maybe we mop once a week because that's really not a big deal to just take a wet Swiffer around the house once a week. Maybe we don't need every 3 to 4 days. And maybe... So she needs to compromise a little bit maybe on that one. And he can compromise maybe a little bit on the dishes because it is just the easiest thing when you're all done with everything. Just at least rinse it all off with water. If you're going to leave it in the sink, Just give it a rinse. Doesn't take very long. And go to couples therapy anyway. I think that you guys need to work on this, especially you got 2 very, very baby babies. 2 in 1. This problem is not going to get better as they get older. Without having maybe somebody help. Especially because she's working 40 to 80 hours and then is coming home and is feeling like she still has to do more work. And most of it is reasonable. Once a week vacuum, once a week sheets. Also, the baby's being bathed every day. I don't have one. But I thought you aren't supposed to give a baby, like a 1-year-old, a bath every day. Or is that baby that you don't need to give them a bath every day? Do you need to give a bath to a 1-year-old every day? Is that like a very normal, reasonable thing? It also takes, 20 minutes to give a bath to your baby? That's not really. If that is at 1 year old, if that's what's in the parenting books, that at 1 year old, their time to be bathed every day has come. Because I think babies do only get bathed like at once every few days, right? My sister has had babies. And I remember, at least from before they were 1, they weren't bathed every day. But eventually you do bathe them every day, maybe? Or every other day? I don't think I had a bath every day. I think I had a bath every other day. They both need to find little compromises, and they need to be a little nicer to each other, because she's calling him lazy, and she's pissed. And he called her crazy, and now it's gone too far. Now we need help and need to work out this problem, because again, it is not going to get better as these babies get older. The messes will get bigger as they also get bigger. I wouldn't say he's an asshole. They just have... They got some stuff to work out in this relationship, and they should probably get on it soon. But I feel like they both need to be making compromises on some of these things, and he also just needs to maybe do the sheets and vacuum once a week, because that's honestly super normal. That's a normal amount to do that. And she's working a lot, and you're the stay-at-home dad. But are you feeling appreciated for also taking care of the kids? Do you need to hear that more? We need to talk these things out. We need to have better communication with our partners. If there are other issues going on, we need to talk about it. Actually, even adults don't need to bathe every single day. I don't necessarily... Sometimes I go... I like, through all of my teen years, I was a shower every other day kind of person. I'm not out here running a marathon every day. That I feel like... Most mornings, at least now, I'll at least jump in the shower and jump back out as like a minimum. But like, I feel like every other day is also a very normal amount of times. Like, I think as long as you're not nasty. Do wash your sheets every week though. I would definitely think most people could benefit from doing that once a week. This isn't for me because I don't do it once a week all the time. I slack on that. But I have 4 pillows I can rotate around, so at least for my face, where I do struggle with acne, it's not the pillowcase because I'm rotating them. But yeah, she's overworking. He's likely stressed from taking care of the kids on their own is a lot of work. That's why I don't want to say he's the stay-at-home dad, so he should be cool with a vacuum once a week and doing the bedding once a week. But I do feel like he should be cool with that but not to disregard all of the work it takes to be taking care of a 2 and 1 year old all day. I definitely recognize that is still a lot of work. But I'm just saying. Some of the cleaning is completely reasonable. Some of it you should compromise on. Some of it she should compromise on. And it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard for a couple that is married and has babies. Did we always have these communication problems? What's going on? You know what I mean? It's only once a week. And it doesn't take very long. Both people need to be able to budge. Yeah, the comments are kind of mixed, which is fair because they're both kind of a little bit wrong on some of them. Hi. Hi. Come here. Good morning. I am gonna wrap up stream soon and I'm gonna go play with my cat. Come here. It's midnight. Happy Valentine's Day, Star. Good girl. Okay. You can stay if you want. I won't make you. But if you wanna. She's been such a lap cat lately. She does just want attention and pets sometimes. She's staying here. Good girl. Oh, you getting comfy? Are you getting comfy? You wanna lay down? Look at his tail. Lay down. Oh, she's laying down. She has the flickiest tail. I hate posts that talk about cat behaviors because sometimes cats just don't behave like the way they're supposed to. And she has the flickiest tail when she is not irritated. She just laid herself down on my lap and is flicking it in my face. Sometimes she's touching it in a way to me where I'm not even moving, but she's touching her tail. She's gone. She'll like wag her tail and then it'll touch me in a spot she doesn't want it to touch, and then she'll get mad. But then also she just does have like a very twitchy tail all the time. But she's not mad all the time. She just is, the tail is always going. It's always going just like that. All right. I think it's time I go buy my UGG Ultra Mini platforms. And I think it's time I go to bed. Probably. After I also check the LL Bean dupes for the Uggs. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Let me see if I missed hugs. Again, I do not have the ability to see any subs that I've missed throughout the stream because my feed froze 3 hours ago. So I haven't been able to see them. And I don't know why. But I can get the hugs, at least. Star, I'm gonna go play with you. Lanesra? No name or number. Ollimander. And Kiki is online. Get in here. Thanks for joining and hanging out. Thanks for the impromptu late night stream. This was fun. I like reading Am I the Assholes? They are very fun for me to do. Let's see who's awake at this hour. Mika's doing a subathon, which I also want to do at the end of this month, I think. I'm going to pick a day soon. And I think it's time we do... I think it'll be another 24-hour stream. I think I'll cap it at 24 hours, but... Thank you guys for hanging out. Oh no, I just got raided! Hi, Junk! I'm just ending! I just started a raid of my own. You hop in here, you say hello, and we're gonna hop right back. We're right on to another raid. Thank you guys for joining. We were just reading Am I the Assholes? But we just finished midnight, 3 hours of reading. My cat's ready for playing, which is perfect at midnight. My neighbor's gonna love it. Thank you guys for coming. Sorry I'm already ending. I will not be live tomorrow because it's Wednesday and I don't stream on Wednesdays, but I'll see you guys on Thursday. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be on hardcore today. I don't know if anyone noticed that I wasn't, but I wasn't able to stream until late, so I couldn't join. But Thursday, I think I'll be doing something fun. We'll see. We'll see what we play. But thank you guys for popping in. We're going and raiding Mika. Because she's doing a subathon, and at the end of this month I want to do a 24-hour stream capped at 24 hours subathon. That'll be fun. All right, go get in there. I'll see you guys Thursday. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Have fun.